Hello everybody, welcome back to another Saturday Skin Showcase. I'm your host Hedge, along with my co-host right over there, Mr. MICRØ. Mr. MICRØ, give us a wave. We have a few groups of skins to look at today, which we'll review from both a gameplay and a Steam market investment point of view. First, we'll take a look at this week's Rust item store rotation, and we'll follow that up with a look at any workshop submissions from this week, which could be viewed as continuations of existing sets. We hope that this information will properly prepare us to make informed investment decisions about both upcoming and already existing Steam market items. Now, for you, if you have any insights of your own that you'd like to share with us, feel free to contribute to the discussion via Twitch chat, which you can see over to the side right there. I hope I'm pointing in the right direction. Hello, Twitch chat. How you doing? Do you want to say hello to YouTube? Right, so, or if you can't make it to a stream, for every video that I have, in the description, there is a link to my Discord server. It's open to everybody. If you want to learn more about investing with Rust skins and the like, and just learn more about Rust itself, by all means, you're more than welcome to hop in and say hello. Everybody of all levels, depending if you're brand new to this or very experienced, we welcome all of you. And with that, Mr. MICRØ, are you feeling good today? It's nice and sunny. It's a lot different than last week, isn't it?
Yep. A little different out here, a little warmer, less snow. I'm okay with that.
All nice, grassy, lush, and beautiful landscapes. It's all good. So, Mr. MICRØ, we got a lovely batch of skins to show off today. A little slight change in the format with the votes, because we're using score this time. You're going to need to elaborate on that when we get to that point a little bit later.
Okay,
so,
sure thing.
All good, all good. So, with that, chat, YouTube, let's begin. First of all, I should point out, I do have chapters. If you want to skip ahead to a specific part that you're interested in, by all means, it's all there, it's all available. I make sure it's all nice and neatly done. So, Mr. MICRØ, shall we begin? We have the first skin to show off, that being, well, I'm on the other side of it, aren't I? Mr. MICRØ.
You're on my side. Get back on your side.
Yeah, well, go on then, bring it down so I can talk about it. To our surprise, we have right in front of us the Abyss garage door made by Little Ranger. Now, I say surprise because last week, admittedly, both of us, MICRØ, both of us, we thought that tempered sheet double door was all but certain to appear, but no. The very appealing door skin of the week is the Abyss garage door, and we did have quite a talking point about this. Do we believe a skin like this, in all of its I don't want to say outlandish, but aliens? Scary stuff? Does that fit Rust? Well, it does now, because it's been accepted, hasn't it? So, basically, and if I could just give you a nice look at it as we slowly turn it to nighttime, see how the eyes glow as it stares at you at night, very intimidating, very scary. If you were to turn around and randomly see that right in front of you, I don't think you'd be very happy. Oh, and the lights are off. Thank you very much for that, MICRØ. I didn't think about that, but yes. As we can slowly zoom in a little bit more, get a good look at all the detail of the bump map, how all the ridges of the beast you see before you stands out very nicely. And then we'll bring it back to daytime, so other way around. Come on, brightness, here we are. So, yep, very cool looking skin, selling for $3.49, I believe. And it's a garage door, so that's something that I'm going to have to really get across to you in a minute about whether it's going to be a good investment. Because whilst it looks very appealing, a lot of people have seen the appeal and they've bought 24,000 of them already in 48 hours. It's ridiculous. So, if I could just rise up a little bit here, zoom out a bit more. This skin, right, is the 8th garage door skin to be introduced in 2023. We have had 9 Rust door rotations. We have had 6, I repeat, 6 marketable garage door skins, including this one. And then during January, what did we have? We had the charity event where H-June and the charity garage door were given out. In total, we have received 8 new garage door skins this year. And that is starting to become a very noticeable problem. Go take a look at all of the garage door skins, the marketable ones, that have come out so far this year in 2023, and every single one of them is in the negative. They are all below their Rust door price. We are seeing that problem we saw last year with armoured doors. Remember that? Single armoured doors in 2022? We had far too many of them compared to previous years. Well, in the very beginning of 2023, we have had near enough non-stop garage door skins being introduced, and now they're all suffering as investments. So I warn you, based on the fact that this has had over 25,000 sales now, 25,000 sales after 48 hours, this is looking like it's going to reach potentially 40,000 sales. That's looking like oversaturation. And because I wouldn't be surprised we're going to see another garage door being accepted at some point in the near future, I worry for this as an investment. Now, please don't forget, if you like what you see, by all means, buy it, use it, enjoy it. And Mr. MICRØ wants to show it off at night time. So get a good look at all of the detail that you can see. Mr. MICRØ, by all means, please show us as you move along and we can see the light reflecting all off the bumps and the ridges of this beast. Yes, get a good look at that. Mr. Little Ranger put a lot of effort into this, didn't he, MICRØ? Feel free to offer your opinion. I just want to zoom in a little bit here and see all of that.
Yeah, we do have quite the spectrum of skins appearing on the workshop from time to time, and I don't mean just from Little Ranger, just from the whole workshop gang that's submitting each week. And there's always varying levels of detail put into different parts of the process. And this one happens to be something that you could tell the author really did a lot of work in the sculpting part of it. And so there's a lot of nice 3D work here, a lot of nice thought put into the different little texturing and the bits of wear and stuff that are there. But the sculpture is really what makes this one unique and special, and clearly is something that and a lot of effort was put into that part of it. So it turned out pretty cool. The glow looks pretty cool. One of the questions we had from last week was if there's any glow on the roller, and the answer to that is no, but there is a tiny bit of glow on the bracket, on that the metal angular piece that holds up the roller.
If you may turn off your light, good sir, we can very hard to see. In fact, if I could just zoom in, can you see that very tiny little bit of pink right there? That happens to glow. But that's it. That's all you can see. And it's not super easy to see from what you can... Yep. Do you see that? It's not super easy, is it? So, bring it back down. Gentlemen, do you like a big scary alien as the front entrance to your base? Maybe at the top, on the roof, perhaps? Maybe inside? It's up to you. MICRØ, any final words that you might want to say before we move on to the next door skin? Oh, that looks nice. Oh.
Nope, moving right along.
Okay, so next door skin, not as detailed in the same way, I guess you could say. We have right in front of us, it is the continuation of the JPEG collection. It is another JPEG deployable skin. It's the JPEG wooden door. Get a good look at that. Maybe a completely different style, but hey, it's nice to get a nice sense of variety. We're not looking for the exact same skins every single week. We need to see something different. We need to see something of a completely different flavor, I guess you could say. And that's what we see here with our cel-shaded JPEG collection. And good stuff there, Mr. MICRØ. Let's just turn... Oh, no, show your lights. There isn't really a bump map on this, is there? Not that I can...
To be honest, I don't know what the normal map looks like on this. I don't see a lot of response to the light in the when I make it dark and I wiggle my light around. It kind of just seems like it's a flat object, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's, you know, this is its own design that sort of stands out on account of it being kind of flat. So it makes sense that it is. I won't challenge it or just take points away on account of it being not much of a normal map there, but you don't really need one.
So this is
not for this idea anyway.
This is the continuation of the JPEG collection. We previously had if I can remember, we had a garage door. Didn't we also have a sheet metal door? I believe that is correct. And then there was a bit of a break. Then we had JPEG hoodie and pants being accepted. Very nice. Then it's been a bit of a break since then, and now we have the wooden door. MICRØ, we have that constant discussion where we're constantly talking about the importance of a wooden door. Now, realistically speaking, through the life cycle of a base, at some point you are going to need that wooden door. So a wooden door definitely is needed at some point. but not forever. And unfortunately, because of that, and it is a very noticeable trend, they don't really tend to hold up very well. So in terms of an investment, a wooden door, no, I wouldn't really go crazy for it. Oh, the light's just over there, but you get a good look of it there. So, yeah. So what I'm saying is, and you can see it for yourself, this is the lowest selling skin so far this week, and it very likely will stay the same as such. I wouldn't be surprised if it does end up going below its restore price. And throughout 2022, we had plenty of wooden door skins, and unfortunately, quite a lot of them did not perform very well throughout the year. In fact, all of them didn't perform very well throughout the year. But since post-Christmas, we do have a few that are currently in the positive. Could this be one of them? Will we see more JPEG skins being made? Will we see more JPEG deployables being made? I'm pretty sure GBG will be doing that with Mr. Trigger, so hopefully we could see some more. But in regards to what I see right here, I'm not super enthusiastic about it in regards to an investment perspective. But hey, like I said, if you like what you see and you want to buy it, by all means buy it. Use it, support the creator, enjoy it. But we're looking at this with that financial perspective, and at the moment, not super keen on it. So, Mr. MICRØ, any final words that you might want to offer to this?
Yeah, I'd like to take the camera around to the other side just to show off the back side of that.
Sure thing. That is a very, yeah. Do you want to come over here as well and shine that camera? So let's just make it nighttime. And, ooh, I got your back. So, yeah, we've got the Z side. But again, you're not going to see any bump mapping or anything. So, if I make it daytime, yeah, got a good view of that. Right, Mr. MICRØ, shall we move on to the next deployable?
Very good, sir. Let's move on.
All right. Ooh, hey. Oh, what do we have right here? What do we have right here, Mr. MICRØ? I don't see any holes in it, really. So let's get a first good look view of it, like here. Yep. So, was it last week? We were looking at all of the potential typical skins. This was two versions, wasn't it? We had one with holes and one with this blocked out version without transparent holes. Looks like the non-transparent one was the one that got picked. So here we are. Get a good look at this. Gentlemen, looks like the Twig collection has continued. Now, we have seen the likes of Twig Door ending up in another collection that is the Resources collection, because Freddy and Krueger have been quite successful in getting quite a lot of skins accepted this year. But it's weird, like, it started off with the Twig Door, then we got the Twig Small Box, then we saw a few more Twig skins being made, and then we saw the Log Door that looked like, you know, wooden walls, and then that got accepted, and then we got the stone sheet metal door that was accepted last week. So he's been kind of diverging with his collections because, of course, it's kind of mixing and matching, and now basically we have the large wood box, and I'm happy to see it. It's a nice looking wacky type of collection. It's not like completely outlandish, is it, MICRØ? It's more of a self-referential type of skin. Obviously that'll do. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. So yeah, it's all in reference to Rust itself with the Twig walls. And well, I tell you what, Creddy, you've been successful to get this accepted. Where's that Twig furnace? Come on, show me what you got. So, oh, that's good, MICRØ. Move the light from there. You can see all the bump map work of the all the wood texture there. That's looking pretty cool. That. Yep. Right. So, we've had how many large box skins accepted so far in 2023? I believe it's Tempered, Lunar Rabbit, Industrial, and then what was the one that we just literally had last week? It was Barbecue. So we've had quite a few large box skins being accepted so far this year, and so far the Tempered's holding on quite nicely, but we should point out Tempered collection as a whole is in demand, so that gives it a bit of a gives it a bit of a boost. We saw the likes of the Industrial large box not doing very well because at the moment it's still an independent skin all by itself, no collection. Then we also saw the likes of the Lunar Rabbit not doing too well because Lunar New Year's come and gone. So Since then, of course, literally just last week, we had the barbecue large box. Can't really look at that at the moment because it's only recently just come out. We can't really check up on its price very nicely. But what I can reference to is the Twig box. Twig box did not sell that much. Twig box sold like 11,000. Twig small box I'm referring to, and it didn't do very well. Down 42% if I can remember. This right now is not selling that much. It's the second lowest performing skin at the moment. It's only got 7,000 sales. I reckon by next Thursday, it's probably barely going to hit around 13,000. So, if we do, and that's a big if we do see a whole lot more Twig skins being submitted and accepted, I think this could flourish quite nicely eventually. But at the moment, I don't believe it's going to be doing very well. I don't think there's the demand, clearly, because obviously it hasn't sold that much. MICRØ, could you turn off your light, please? Just want to get a good look at it in the dusk. So, yeah, this does not glow, of course, as you can see. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be performing very well. Lack of demand. I don't think it's going to be holding up its price very nicely. But if we do see some more Twig deplorables being produced, by default, reactionary nature of the Rust economy, more spike in demand, spike in price, usual routine, but it needs a lot more because Twig door sold a ridiculous amount, it's in the negative. Small box sold a very low amount, still in the negative. So I'm not sure if people care enough about this. But if we do get a whole lot more out of it, all the more positive. Did you just poke me?
No.
Do you have any opinions for this large box, good sir, or shall we move on?
I think it's pretty cool. I mean, we've been talking about the Twig stuff and the other like building materials deployables that we've seen, and well, they all do a pretty good job of mimicking their corresponding material. And so again, this is right in line with that. It does a nice job on the normals to give it the interaction with the light, and it fits, right? We've seen a lot of stuff lately that are sets and whatnot, and this, when you put this all together with the other items from the set, it's cool to have your base decked out with various Twig stuff. I mean, it's a meme, it references the game, it pretty much fits perfect in Rust. So, you know what I didn't do was show it with a lock. Would you like to see it with
yeah,
maybe in its naturally deployed state there with a lock on it? For most people, they're probably going to put some type of provisions to lock it. I guess I could show it with a code with a key lock too, but you get the idea.
Yep. So let me just slowly pan across. It's too dark. I cannot see. There we go. Much better. But what if we do this? There we go. Alright, no worries then. So I think we got everything established. I think we got everything all nicely said. So yep, bit of a risk. But if we do see some more Twig stuff being made, all the better. So we shall see. But in terms of investments, I worry about that in the short term. Mr. MICRØ, that is all of the deplorables that were accepted this week. Shall we move on to discussing weapons? Yes, we've got a lot of guns and a sword. A very curved sword. So, gentlemen, what do we have? Wha-bam! So, it's quite funny. Last year, we had 4 M249 skins accepted, but it was like one for each season. So, one appeared at the very beginning of spring, one appeared at the very beginning of summer, one appeared at the very beginning of autumn, and one appeared at some point in winter. It was around it was a Christmas one, wasn't it? So, here we have, again, for the very beginning of spring, it is the Toxic Wolf M249 made by Mr. Zinc. Give that a nice aim down. Give it a good look on the side. He's a very slobbery wolf, isn't he? Why has he got his saliva all over the place? Ugh. So, yeah. Give that a good old reload. I just scared off the bird. I shot the tree. Deforestation. Anyway, does not glow. Nothing here glows, as you can see. I'm using that nice dark patch on the stage, Mr. MICRØ. I knew it would be helpful. And Mr. MICRØ, let's go strike a pose and let's get a good look at you. How you doing? Right. There we go. Get up real close to that slobbery looking wolf. And let's just slowly pan across. It's oozing. It's leaky. It might be pretty dangerous. I'm not sure how long you should hold on to it for, but this is the Toxic Wolf M249. And yet, we should just quickly point out it wobbles because of the game. It's not because of you. You're not cold, are you, MICRØ?
No, that's a bug in Unity, or I wouldn't call it maybe not a bug, but it's a consequence of the Unity game engine. So,
all right, let's just slowly make it a little bit brighter. Make it a nice sort of morning sky. Get a good look at that. Get a good look on the side. Our lovely pea radioactive type of yellow-green. In fact, how about we go a bit more on the side there? Maybe during the day? Yeah, that'd be nice. Get a nice bit of shine on that. Let's go a little bit close. And yep, I like the design of the wolf. Nice and artistic. He's a rabid beast. And he's going to, well, probably give you some very unfortunate sicknesses because he's got toxic waste all over him. Oh dear. But I do like the little details here of all the little scratches on the side. That's something I'm starting to notice, so that's nice and cool. And then, yeah, we'll just slowly pan around a little bit more. MICRØ, there's a pig over there. You can actually practice shooting this if you want. Just right behind you. Over there. He's in the bushes. Oh, he's managed to get away. I swear I saw him. Go on, you can shoot regardless. Let's just see how it looks like when you reload and whatnot. Not me! Go on then, reload. So yeah, M249s, there's 15 of them that exist and only 3 of them are in the positive. This is a problem. This is where gun demand is something that becomes something we need to be aware of. In terms of being able to get an M249... that's a factor, isn't it? Much like how we talk about the LR300, it's an issue where if you don't really manage to get the gun itself that much, is there much justification to get the skin? Yeah. Low gun demand, and that's not based on how much you want to use it, but rather how much you actually get to actually use it. Not wanting to, but actually able to get a hold of. So low gun demand, low demand to use the skins, therefore lower skin prices. And this is something that we have to be cautious about, especially with M249 skins. Go look at all of the skins that came out in 2022. Down. So, unfortunately, with that financial perspective, it's not looking good. Now, I've seen Toxic Wolf. It's flourishing quite nicely as a collection. We've got a nice variety of skins, and it's very nice to see, but if we do see more being accepted, will it help that out? I don't know. How much has this sold so far? Over 10,000, so it's okay, but yeah, M249 skins in general, not the best of investments. And yeah, only a few of the older ones and a one standout one are in the positive. So based on what we can see there, I'm a bit 50-50 on that. I think I'd rather just do a buy order. So, sorry to say that, Mr. Zinc, but again, if you like what you see, please consider buying it, use it, support the creator. You get the idea. Mr. MICRØ, any words or opinions that you might want to offer whilst we take a look at this a bit more?
I don't have too much to say. It's definitely works, in the series, and it's like a good stylistic match for the rest of the series. So if you're into this, if you have a bunch of the other pieces of the set, I have a feeling you're going to be wanting to expand your collection and pick this one up. And did you talk much about the aim sight? In my opinion, I find this a little hard to see in a darker biome like this. So this might be something that's a little better for the snowy areas or something. I can't say. It all depends on the lighting. It depends on what you're aiming at. Because yeah, if you're looking in the grass, it looks a little dark. But if you had a target that wasn't very dark, that was in the grass, you might still be able to see them just fine. So
it's a good opinion.
That's a long way of saying that I'm unsure about the sight, but the sight on the M2 is never really amazing anyway. So I think I just talked myself in a circle and didn't say a whole lot. So
it's all right.
Let's move on from that.
Right. So you don't have to worry about an aim sight because... not that one. Sorry. Gentlemen, I've got a rune skimmy here. Has anybody got 25k? Anyone selling rune skimmy 25k? I don't think anybody gets the joke. Don't worry, Hedge. You're just old. Right. So, gentlemen, we have the Scimitar Sword. Get a load of that. Come here, MICRØ.
No, no. Oh.
Yes. Anyway, so cool looking sword. This has been a bit of a trend that we've seen recently for the past few weeks, past few iterations that have been accepted. Prototype saw, we then had Chris sword, and then we had Katana sword. We're not really getting skins for salvage sword skins anymore, rather unique designs. And, well, I'll give it to LeCramp. He did a pretty cool job with this. Get a look at that. Nice and cool. A nice jewel in the middle there. Get a good whack. Yeah. All right. MICRØ. Let's go take a look at you. First of all, actually, does this glow? All right. No. So, yeah, you can see that. Nothing stands out. Nothing glows. Right, just wanted to show that before we move it over to MICRØ. So, Mr. MICRØ, how is your sword swinging skills? How about you move that slightly to your left, and we'll get a better view on the side. Get a good look at the handle. A little bit of wear and tear there. We'll slowly scroll up. Get a good look at the design of the handle bit there. Yeah, no, that's the sword bit. You don't want to handle that. Oh, you cut yourself. But yep. We'll then slowly rise up. Slowly rise up all the way to the very tip. So this is a great use of transparency, if I can recall. He's actually made the overall salvage sword smaller to be able to do this in terms of the skin. So it's not like he's cut away the mesh, rather he's made a whole bunch of it invisible, correct, Mr. MICRØ? See-through, if you will. Is that correct?
Yeah, to make anything into another shape, you're limited by the material that's there. So anything that you're going to change that outline of, you have to really basically just take the original thing and make it smaller to keep it within the envelope there. So you create opacity. You know, if you're a skin maker, you'll know what I mean. It's a layer, or it's really a property of a material. You make that region of the skin, give it no opacity, or essentially that equates to transparency, and there you have it. So it kind of goes away, and then you work around that in your model, and the little edges that have sort of distressing and wear, it all comes together to make a really nice finished looking skin. It looks like it was made with this shape. It's very, very cool.
Very, very cool. Yeah, I can't say too much about it other than, as I've said, we've had 4 fairly recent salvage sword skins being made. There was quite a big break. So we had the Pixel sword, and then about 2 years later, then we got the Katana sword. And then after that, we got a whole lot more. Oh, look at the shine on that. Yes, the dusk sky really gives it a nice orange glow there. But the point I'm trying to make is, the other sword skins that we've seen fairly recently have not performed well at all. Like, they're all down by like 40%. So we've just got past post-Christmas. Some prices are going down, but they, even during then, they weren't exactly doing super great. Now, this is an awesome looking design. So far, it's only sold like 11,000 in total so far. But the other skins that were out fairly recently, they also only sold like 10,000 each, and they like immediately struggled. It unfortunately, MICRØ, and it's not the first time I've mentioned it, because of course we've had those other salvage sword skins. How often do you even use a salvage sword?
Oh, it's a nice tool for breaking barrels,
exactly,
for eco rating. So, I mean, I could see this being something that people like to use. There's a few older swords that you see them using all the time.
Because I will give it this, role players. That's like a perfect skin if you want to pretend you're a pirate or something.
That's true. That's true. I don't know how much pirate role play goes down in Rust, but people do break a lot of barrels, and people do a lot of eco ratings. So yeah, this is a perfect tool for both of those.
I can give you that. That is more respectful. So yeah. But unfortunately, I'm still not 100% sure on it in regards to the overall investment. So that's something I am a bit unsure of. Now, can you sheath this? So what I was going to say,
I mean, I can take it off my hotbar or like de-equip it, but
Show me it on your
Is
back.
that what you wanted me to do? Is to show it on my back? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. There's
Like
no
the real
sheath. It just, I put it on my back. It's just there now.
His back is like very like sweaty, and if we just kind of rub it real quick and then push it on, it just sticks onto there. Right. Okay. I'm gonna
I don't
move
like
on
how
now.
you've characterized me, but I appreciate the analogy or the visual there. I'd like to point out that you might consider this as a continuation. I'm not sure. This was made by LeCramp, and so was the Chris sword that we saw not too long ago. And if you were to compare the models, you see like the handle shape is similar. The hilt has a similar like geometry to it. So he's done two pretty cool sword interpretations now of various and where you would call it regions or clearly styles.
Well,
but
there
maybe
potentially could be more.
disciplines.
I don't know what else is there though. Like maybe just a giant fork. That would work. I don't know. I'm not sure if there's. I guess there would be. What's the fencing sword called?
A lance? Is that what that's called?
Could you do?
It's not a lance. I don't know what that's called.
It's.
That's right. There's actually a couple different types.
Yeah. We'll see. We're not super knowledgeable with swords.
An epee, a foil, and a saber.
Well then.
Epee. Epee. I don't know how you say that.
Pepu. Well.
I am not a fencer, and clearly not that educated, but I do have the power of Google, so I can at least tell you those three.
Rapier. That's one. I know that because I played Dark and Darker. Right, let's move on. We're not talking about swords for the rest of the stream. Yes. What do I have in my hands? It is the moon. It is the... Oh, sorry about that. Yes, I possess the moon in my hands. Can you deal with the gravity of this situation? Yes. Just hold down and eventually it's going to shoot back up into the sky. Yes, we have... Ow! Why? Anyway. So, yes, Y9J, congratulations. Your Lunar AR was accepted. Very cool with the bump mapping, the craters. Let's just make sure 100% at night time. What does it look like? In the dark, we can see that, nope, there is no glow. No glow whatsoever. I hear an animal. You've just turned up at the wrong time, buddy. Where are you?
So we made a joke a few weeks ago where I was shooting at the sky and you're like, "Oh, don't shoot the moon."
Well,
but now when you pull the trigger, you're shooting the moon every time you shoot. So think about that.
Coming in, MICRØs. Strike that pose. So yes, Mr. Y9J has given us a nice chunk of the moon to shoot people with. Yes, get a good look. It's luminescent craters. It's blocky surface. Yep. If only they kind of made... So the ever-present face of the moon. Do you know what it's called? It's got a proper name to it. Where some people, they say when they look at the night sky, they see there's a bit of a face in the moon. That would have been like a cool little Easter egg on this if you could have done it.
Like, you mean like the man in the moon?
Man in the moon is the term. You're correct. Yes, man in the moon. Yes, but yeah, it probably would look a little bit goofy if he did do that. And it's just our silly human eyes that think there's a face there. So, Mr. MICRØ, let me just get it on the other side. Yep, let's get a bit up real close there. Mr. MICRØ, do you have any words of wisdom that you might want to offer?
Can you come peek at it from the left side? And what I'll do is I'll just like slowly kind of turn so you can see. Oh, and also make it nighttime too.
Sure.
So you're only getting the light.
Ah, perfect.
From the stage.
There we go. All right. Ooh, you moving a little bit more?
Yeah, just back up a little bit so it gives me room to turn. There you go.
Yeah,
so if I turn like this, yeah, now you can really see that texture mapping on there, the bump mapping. So he did a nice job bringing that to life, giving it that depth and stuff. And that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
We had many years ago, or I say that, in Rust, in the context of Rust, years ago, we had a rock that was just, was it called Lunar Rock or Moon Rock?
It was Moon Rock. I remember.
I like that because it glowed. I thought that was really cool. It was what was cool one for me back in the day. I was like, oh, it looks really cool. But it actually doesn't have as much depth and texture as this AK does. So the difference is this doesn't glow, and you probably wouldn't want it to. And it doesn't make sense, actually, right? The moon doesn't actually glow. So
you need to hold you need to hold like a little sun next to it. To say, hey, look, it glows. Please, please feed it to us. All right. So, Miss MICRØ, shoot and reload. Let's get a good look at that reload animation. Don't shoot the sky too much. You've already taken the moon away from it. Here we go. All right, now put it on your back. And he holds the moon in his hands as well. You can walk into the darkness if you want to. He's so insistent in showing off his little moon rock. He's got the whole moon in his hands. And he just hit something. I just saw it fly away. It rebounded. But yeah, gentlemen, there is the Lunar AR. Now, unfortunately, it's a cool looking AK, but I just don't trust AK-47s as an investment. I will always sit there and say, like, oh, yep, he's got that reflection there. If you like the skin, by all means, buy it, use it, enjoy it, show your support to the skin creator. But this is the 4th AK-47 to be accepted in the past 4 weeks. We have had non-stop AKs. So far this year, I believe we're on 7 marketable AKs out of 9 Ruster rotations in 2023. So that is the ever-present problem as the investor with my financial lens. If there's always going to be another AK every other week, then AK skins in general just aren't going to hold up very nicely in terms of investments. I don't blame skin creators making AKs constantly because, of course, they constantly keep getting accepted, so why wouldn't they? Makes sense, doesn't it? So, yeah, it's cool, but I don't think it's going to hold up its price. MICRØ, any other words that you might want to sit there and say before we move on to clothing and armor? Oh, no, what are you about to do? I thought you were going to shoot me.
I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll tell you what. I think the bullets this shoot are, I'm sure they're made out of cheese, right?
Okay. Look, if you want to get cheesy and make silly cheesy jokes, go put the pizza armor on. Now, go on. I'm going to go look at the floor so I don't have to look at you. Come on then. So, to our surprise, this past week for the Rustle rotation, we kind of were expecting that Comics Tier 3. I mean, I thought everything was lining up perfectly for it. Comics hoodie and pants sold a very high amount. The gloves and the boots sold a very high amount. Everything was lining up to where I was expecting that Comics Tier 3 was going to be accepted. But a certain cheesy armor was picked over it. Gentlemen, we have the Pizza Tier 3 right in front of us. Mr. MICRØ, you cheesy fella, let's get a good look at you. Give us a nice little spin around. All the flavours, the cheeses, the toppings. He's greasy. I already said he's full of sweat, so you can stick knives onto him, swords onto him and whatnot. So yeah, looks like they picked the non-face version over the face version. If you can remember, we had a very goofy looking face previously, but they preferred the one without. Oh, looking nice and trendy. It ain't easy. Ain't cheesy. So yes, we have, let's get it night time. Give us a nice twirl around, Mr. MICRØ. We have the Pizza Tier 3. Now, something I have noticed, and it happened last week as well, because pizza skins were there last week as well. With the top three skins selling a lot. Like so far this week, it's Abyss Garage Door, and then it's Elite Crate Hoodie and Pants. They are selling a lot. But the Pizza Tier 3 is just chilling. Like, Pizza Tier 3 has got, at the moment, like 10,000 sales, I think, close to it. It's looking like it isn't going to sell that much. And with the success we've had with all of this pizza stuff, primitive and all the silly things, and we've got more pizza stuff to show you. There's more. We're diverging into other things in a minute. It's looking pretty appealing. I think you might want to go grab a slice of this, is what I'm saying. Like, if people get the appeal of pizza, if it really does kick off, it might be worth something of pretty good value. So I'm just saying, with what I see here, I think everybody likes a good pizza. So, you never know. We haven't seen a pizza video on YouTube just yet. No one's made a really goofy video showcasing the pizza stuff, but it's probably going to happen. Why don't you go and make a silly video about pizza stuff? But if we do get more pieces, if there are more pizza skins being submitted and accepted, we're always going to be speculating. We're always going to be anticipating. Gentlemen, will there be more pizza stuff? And, of course, if that happens, the reactionary nature of the Rust economy. So be prepared. Maybe it might be the secret, the dark horse of the batch of skins this week. MICRØ, any opinions or words that you might want to sit there and say?
Yeah, there's a little piece of cheese dripping down the back of my head. Could you just wipe that up real quick? Actually, you know what? Leave it. But do get the camera up there and take a look at the way the top of the helmet is formed. It's like two little mini pizza pies, or a couple pizza pies, like formed, like wrapped over the top of the head.
Actually, I think it's free.
It's really cute. Yeah, it's like it's at least 3, I think. It's just funny how they're just. It's like it's a couple little tiny pizzas up there. Very cute. Nicely done.
Baby pizza. Baby pizza. Yep, so Jimmick, Lyssaint, good job there, guys. Nice to see how that's turned out. Very surprised to see how successful this got, to be honest. I'm very surprised by it. But hey.
And there's even a little crust that wraps around the chin. That's for the...
we did mention that last week.
Strap.
I pointed that out. You just remembered it. I thought that was a very clever idea, using the crust to be the actual, like... what do we call that? It's not a seat belt, but it keeps it in place. What do we call that? The strap. There we go. That's what I mean. Right. Seat belt. Sorry about that.
Seat belt for your chin.
Yes. So, MICRØ, would you like to go put on those Elite Crate hoodie and pants that I mentioned? So I'm just going to look at the floor. You can go whip that on. So, gentlemen, we waited for a very long time for more Elite Crate. We thought Tier 2 might be accepted, and it never happened. But then Odyssey just went ahead and made Elite Crate hoodie and pants, and wha-bam! It got accepted. Like, I'm surprised. I'm very confused. We had Tier 2 in the workshop for such a long time, and we were hoping, we were coping, and it just wasn't appearing. But then this gets made, and then it's just accepted, just like that. You really do annoy me sometimes, Face Punch, I'm just saying. So, a new core piece to the Elite Crate. Have you seen the state of Elite Crate Tier 3? That has shot up in price very nicely. I looked a little bit earlier. The Elite Crate chestplate is now selling for $7, with the face mask selling for $5. It is a green set, and of course, a lot of you are probably thinking, is this potentially a good camouflage? Well, we are prepared to do a nice little showcase a little bit later in the video. So remember, I have chapters. If you want to skip ahead to a certain bit, later on, we have a little nice area to showcase all the nice green camo clothing, because this isn't the only one that we got for this whole video. No. There's more. So that's something in regards to continuations. We'll show that in a bit. But with what we have here, a lot of people would instantly think, okay, I can see the appeal. Surely that's going to be a good investment. And initially, I also thought the same, because you've got the likes of Bombshell hoodie and pants. You've got the likes of Forest Camo hoodie and pants. You've got Forest Raiders hoodie and pants. And they're expensive. Very expensive. Not very, very, but more than this. Let's put it this way. This is $1.49, and all the other pieces at cheapest, like I think Bombshell is like $4 to $5. So, point made is, it is something that a lot of people have taken notice. It's one of the best selling skins at the moment, both second and third. But, as I said, we already have Tier 3. MICRØ, do you want to put the Tier 3 armor on? Would you like to put the Tier 3 armor on with it? There we go. Now, number one, that kind of doesn't really match up very well. You did point that out. I guess we should point that out. Like, it's a lighter green for the hoodie, but then it's like a darker green.
I was really surprised to see that. I was really surprised.
It is a bit strange, isn't it? But overall, in the grassy areas, maybe it's going to be all right. Maybe just to troll us, the Tier 2 is going to be a different colour as well. Why not? You know, why not? But point made. This is attracting a lot of people's eyes. Loads of people bought in. And after 2 days, we have around 19,000 sales for the hoodie and pants. 2 days, 48 hours. We only have about 16,500 sales of the tier 3 armor. Do you notice a problem? I do. Yeah, it looks like we're getting a bit oversaturated in the collection itself. This isn't the first time it's happened in a collection, if you can recall. It happened with Skullkiller. It happened with Copper to a very noticeable degree. But the point I'm trying to get across is there could be potential problems with the hoodie and pants here simply because there's another 5 days to go. Another 5 days of that being in a rush store, and it's got a lot of people's eyes looking at it. I actually uploaded a short video earlier today to point this out. You might probably want to stick with doing a buy order on this one, because if we end up close to around 30,000 sales, in the grand scheme of things, in the long term, if we do get tier 2, it might help the hoodie and pants a bit, but hoodie and pants, if there are an excess amount, because remember, when you have quantity and when you have demand and quantity, well, when you have a collection, if there's only 16,000 chest plates, for example, theoretically speaking, you can only have 16,000 absolutely complete sets. With every extra sale these hoodie and pants get, they are excess. They are the excess chunk. And they are going to be appearing on the Steam market, and they are going to be appearing on third-party sites. And people are going to be competing with each other to sell them, and that's going to start off a whole problem in itself. They are going to compete, they are going to undercut, and the value will go down. But as I was alluding to, if we do get tier 2, regardless, it will spike up in demand and price, much like what we saw with the likes of Skullkiller. But throughout this year, I wouldn't be surprised if Elite Crate probably struggles to get far, if it keeps getting more and more sales. So this Wednesday, Thursday, we have to really focus. We really have to focus on how many have sold, and then we'll figure out what's going to be a good buy order. So, yeah, I'm not super keen on buying some. I think too many have been bought already. I'm concerned. Let's see how it plays out. But, yeah, I feel like I've said enough. So, yeah, let's go see what it looks like in terms of our abnormal buy orders. This skin is abnormal, so we'll do our abnormal buy orders. We'll look and see how it looks on Thursday. We'll cross our fingers and hope that the Rustle rotation isn't super early like the one that we just had 2 days ago. Oh, that was like 7 hours earlier than normal. But I don't want to rush into this purely because it's already eclipsed. Is that the right way to say it? It's already overlapped tier 3, and this is a problem. And this is why I am concerned. I am worried if this is going to... I don't think it's looking to be a very good investment at the moment. I still think in the long term it's going to work out very nicely, but I worry about what's going to happen over the course of the short term. And please don't forget, we do have things coming up that are going to badly affect the Rust economy. We have more CSGO content that's going to be appearing soon. What with the CSGO major tournament, new stickers, capsules, you name it, loads of people will be liquidating their Rust skins to put it towards CSGO. That happened exactly last year around the same time, and all Rust skins kind of collapsed. We hit a rock bottom. But it would be a great time to buy in if you've got money readily available for all of that. So be prepared for something like that. MICRØ, do you have any words that you might want to sit there and say before we move on?
Nope, I think you covered it all, Hedge. Nicely said. And I don't know. Do you want to open me up and get all the goodies out?
If you want to talk more about the design, the texture and whatnot, feel free to do so, MICRØ. But it's green. It's green. It's got a lot of straps, doesn't he? I've just noticed that. How many straps does a man hat need? You tell me, MICRØ, you're wearing it.
Yeah. I like how the clothing, like the fabric, turned out on this. I mean, it's not just your standard pants here. It's like, he did a lot of detail work on making it look like maybe like ballistic armor in the knees, or just knee pads or whatever. But then it's almost like those tear off pants where they button up the sides. You just kind of unbutton them to get them over your boots or whatever. I don't know what you would call that, but it's an interesting design here. The straps and all the detail work turned out pretty cool. I just wish the greens matched.
Yeah,
I just wish they matched.
It's forever going to plague
maybe had
your
a little
mind.
orange on it to tie them together.
Yeah, it doesn't even have that. So Maybe they just wanted it to be... It probably is a design choice. They just wanted it to completely be different compared to the Tier 3 for a significant enough reason, I guess. You can sit there and guess all you want, but we're not the skin creator themselves, are they? So, yep, I guess that's it.
I give him high marks for detail and attention to detail and just the work on the geometry and everything here. Definitely put a lot of effort into that. And then, it's not always easy to get stuff to match in Rust. We have seen skins in the past where different components of it don't perfectly match. We can have a conversation about that offline or on the Discord or something. But I've seen comments, specifically someone in chat here, Mr. Metatron, says the puffiness looks weird. But that's like actually kind of a style these days. If you go and look at winter garments, there's a lot of down jackets and like puffy stuff going on right now in fashion, or just in retail
fashionable Elite Crate.
So I think it's cool. I think it's modern. I think it's a nicely done, I don't know if you call it sculpting job, but it's just the 3D modeling of it turned out pretty well. And interestingly, if you look up real close, there's sort of like geometric pattern to it as well. It's not like low poly. It's not like you're seeing the different facets of a low poly model, but if you get up real close, you could see like this interesting like geometric, I wouldn't call it a camouflage, but it's definitely a pattern or whatnot in an undertone there. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And so I want to give it high marks for all the detail and stuff. I can't unsee it when I put on the armor, the tier 3 stuff to go with it. It just feels kind of like it doesn't match somehow, and I know it's meant to. So in practice, though, is it really matter that much? Is it going to matter that much in the gameplay scenario? No, it's not. It's just the OCD like style in me is like, I want it to match. But it is what it is. And regardless, it's a cool looking set. So
yeah,
I'm sure it'll work for you in the foresty areas.
It's just, what color is the tier 2 going to be? Oh no, is it going to match, or is it going to be a completely brighter color? Oh no, you could have just paired this up with Frog Cosplay all along. That was the joke that we made like 3 months ago when it came out with Frog Cosplay, if you can remember. Right, so that's it. That's all the skins for this week. That was a lovely batch. Let's see what happens next week. And then, but we do have skin continuations, don't we? Yes, we do. So we'll move on to that now, won't we? Right, guys, so now we're going to be doing the workshop continuations. All the skins that appeared this week that are continuations of skins that have been accepted before. Basically, as you can see right here, we are starting off with deplorables. It is the cooling station garage door. If you can remember, about half a year ago, we had the cooling station sheet metal door made by 9K. Well, he's returned and he's made a garage door. And I don't blame him, because garage doors keep being accepted at the moment, as we said earlier, Mr. MICRØ. So, shall I zoom in, Mr. MICRØ? Why don't we get a good look at it with the lights turned off and show that there is a non-glow and a glowing version. But MICRØ, could you whip out your miner's hat and can we get a good look at the doors? MICRØ? Yes. What do I see? It's the detail of the cooling station garage door. If you could move around a little bit, MICRØ, so I could get a good look at the detail. And yep, we can see how the grating stands out fairly nicely compared to the light, as it nicely reflects all of it. Yes. And then we'll just get a little bit of a zoom in. Slowly move my way up. You can see how it reflects light of all the different materials, looking pretty cool. And then we'll just kind of pan around it a little bit more. MICRØ, you can move your light a whole lot more.
If I stand still and you like move your camera nice and slow, I think that looks a lot cleaner. You can definitely see the same variation there.
Oh, I see it. Indeed, I do. I like how it kind of shines on the electrical wiring there. And you can see the light slowly glisten across this grating here. Oh, that does look nice. Okay, so, yes. It's another potential garage door. But hey, turn off that light if you can, please, Mr. MICRØ, because I'm now going to focus the glowing version. Gentlemen, it only glows in the upper half. Ooh, very nice, yes. So all of the fans here glowing, with the light just above it. Mr. MICRØ, I'm now in my body. Would you like to walk underneath the garage door? Oh, he is. I didn't even spot him.
I've been sitting here the whole time.
Well, there you go. It passes the glow-in-the-dark check. You cannot see someone crouching beneath it. Well, you can see your head when you run across. I just saw that. So yeah, let's make this daytime. Let's make it a bit more brighter, just so I can see it a bit more, MICRØ. You don't have to hide underneath it now. I can see you during the day. You don't have the invisibility cloak. Alright, so there we go. Cool looking design. Fun looking skin. Could this be the continuation of the cooling station collection? Would there be more? I don't know. But it's a nice attempt. I think he did a pretty good job of this, Mr. MICRØ. If you want to offer your opinions based on the texture and the bump mapping, I think he's done a pretty good one.
Yeah, I will say that the design is like highly similar to the door that we had. So it doesn't bring a lot in terms of originality to the set. But by that same token, the modeling is all pretty well done. Like considering that this is literally just a flat surface, the amount of depth and geometry that's here is pretty impressive, I guess you could say. He's done a lot with it. I mean, that's really the best way to say it. He's just done a lot with the ability to give that bump mapping and give the impression that there's like a fan with angled blades behind a grill mesh kind of thing. It came out really good. I think with in terms of the execution of his idea, it did really nice.
He's done a very good job of it. Indeed he has.
Is it a really appealing door? Like, are people going to want to go for it? I will point out that we're displaying these in the order of I mean, well, I'll frame this a little bit too, right? All the continuations that we're showing next are typical skins. These would fall into like the pattern of being accepted this Monday, and if they were accepted during their typical time frame, they'd be on this. They'd see the Rust store next Thursday. Yes. So there's always that 1 week delay. So what we're showing here are all the typical skins, continuations, and well, being ordered in ranked of ascending votes here. This didn't get a ton of positive attention from the workshop community, but I think that's just reflecting the general sentiment towards it. If we look at it from a technical perspective of the use of materials here and reflections and the bump mapping, I think technically this is a very nicely done skin. It's just not really standing up to the vote tally here. So there's time for that to change. There's still a lot of time between now and when the skins get picked for next week's store. So this might get some more exposure and grow in terms of the approval rating. We really don't have a name for this now. We're just calling it the score, the Steam score.
Yeah. Now, one thing we could point out, votes and score don't necessarily matter.
That's right.
The skins accepted this week, one of them, of course, was the M249, the Toxic Wolf. That was actually out of the top 20 in terms of votes and score, correct? Is that correct? I believe it was just shy, just like 22nd, if I can remember. 22nd in terms of score.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the question. What were you asking?
So based on all of the skins from last week, as we were looking at the same format, the typicals, the Toxic Wolf M249 was actually outside of the top 20.
Yes, that's right. That was the one out of all of the skins that were outside the top 20.
And what I'm saying is,
and the Recycler AK. So yeah, everything, almost every pick from that week was in the top 20 most favorited, or I shouldn't say most favorited, the highest scored on Steam. But that's just a coincidence. It's the actual vote tally or favorite tally doesn't matter in the least when it comes to Helk or Face Punch selecting what skins they want to put in the store. We're just ranking them this way because we have the data available to us, and it's nice to see what the community thinks.
Yeah, it's nice to see what happens from there as well. Like, it's nice to see if votes really correlate to success and whatnot. Yeah. So that's just a nice thing to bring up.
It's not a coincidence that the items that were chosen over the past weeks were in that very highly ranked group, but it's definitely not a guarantee. I mean, I only say it's not a coincidence because it's like they got a lot of love from the community because they are cool skins, and it makes sense that Face Punch would choose cool skins. So if you're using some data here to like help those stand out and identify like the coolest skins, we have the power to do that now. So
MICRØ, Glassholio brings up a very interesting point. I wonder if they just use RNG to pick skins. Well, actually, if you go look at my Restore rotation, the best performing typical skin from last week, aka all the skins that made it to TGG's top picks, it was the Abyss Garage Door. The score, it had the best one, didn't it? It even outdid Tempered Double Door. So I don't think... I think some things are picked in regards to they quite literally have a lot of support. But, you know, at the end of the day, certain skin collections are going to do quite all right just because they're part of collections, but some just stand out, and, well, that Abyss Garage Door looks really cool, and it did have a better score compared to Tempered. Now, that's not votes overall, but it's score based on downvotes, views. There's a whole bunch, isn't there? The score system is a bit... It's you're better off explaining that bit, and I think you're trying to, weren't you?
Well, I do want to explain it, but also maybe we should save that for later in the program when we do the group of things ranked. You know, we're going to show the top 10 most highest scored skins of the week, so we'll show that as a separate segment here. But just my the reason for mentioning it here was, like, I was talking a lot about how this is a really nicely done skin. But I also wanted to remind us and the viewers that we've positioned these in order of ascending Steam.
So we're working way
score.
up. We're working our way up to the best performing skin, deplorable skin. So
yes, that's right.
So we're now moving on to Cobalt Container Armored Door, continuation of the Cobalt collection. Not too long ago, we did see Cobalt Double Doors. Well, right before my eyes, what do I see? It's a Cobalt Container Armored Door. Single Armored Door, to be precise, yes. Now, MICRØ, luckily, we don't see a see-through hatchet. Hatch. Sorry, hatch. Because we did see that with the likes of the Double Door. That was about 3 weeks ago now, wasn't it? And we were concerned. It's like, I think they're pushing their luck a bit. But then, of course, they did also release a version, an alt version, which didn't have see-through hatch. So that was handy. But yep, of course, if we make it nighttime, voila. MICRØ, would you like to do the old glow-in-the-dark check? Let's see how well... so he walks across, very noticeable. If he crouches, does his head still bob up?
Oh, that's a walk.
Yep.
This is a walk. I'll actually just stand here, and then I'll crouch.
Yeah.
Do a little wiggle.
You'll still see your head.
For this one, I might have to put my head down.
So most of your body does get hidden, but you can still vaguely see that you're walking across, so... Alright, no worries then. Back to the daytime, and let's get a good look at you. Why don't we make it a bit more brighter? And let's get a proper look at you.
Remember, this is an armored door with two sides to it, so you could fly around the other side if you want to show that off.
I will and I shall. So I'll rise up. Up I go. Come on, speed up ahead. Here we are. And then we'll go over to this side, and what do we see? Yeah. It's got more of a mesh on this side, so how about we make it nighttime as well? You can turn off your light, Mr. MICRØ, just to get a good look at that. Yeah. If MICRØ were to run across here, it'd be at the same height. The glow's going to be at the same height. Yep, he's doing it now. Yep. So, I'm going to make it daytime again, Mr. MICRØ. We've got this nice mesh grating over here. That's looking pretty cool. Yes. So, of course, all in reference to the storages that we see near monuments and whatnot. Let's see if this potentially could be accepted, Mr. Cubist. Got cool ideas, but... It's been a while since we've had a container skin being accepted. Actually, no, we've only had two. Including this one, we've only had two more being submitted. So the previous two performed very nicely. But it is a matter of, will this potentially get accepted? And will it cause the other two already existing skins to rise up in price, spike in demand, the reactionary nature of the Rust economy, but with deplorables. Well, the other two are already doing very good. In fact, they have low quantity on the Steam market, and they're fairly comfortably up in price as well. So it probably would help support them, make them even stronger. But yeah, we haven't even seen that many single armored doors being being accepted so far this year. Like, I'm actually surprised. Last year we had a lot
coming off the heels of how many, like 13 or more.
Yeah, it was
quite
like
a few,
13 or 14 last year. When in the years before that, you'd probably see at most 2 or 3. So interesting, but not too wacky. It's a more grounded design, self-referential to Rust. Gentlemen, I should have said this earlier with that door, but we can say it with this door. If you like what you see, please consider going to the workshop and voting yes or no. Also, you might want to offer a comment or two if you have some feedback, or if you just want to sit there and say, hey, cool looking skin, show some support, even if it's moral support. The skin creators would appreciate it. And yeah, we could give that one extra look with lighting next to it, but I think we've got a good idea of how it looks, Mr. MICRØ. So thank you very much for your point. MICRØ, shall we move on to the next door?
Can do. Sounds good.
So, just to point out, it's not just doors, it's deplorables. We do have another different deplorable that we'll be showing off a bit later, but don't worry. We are now on to the Neon Cactus garage door. This is a continuation of the Neon Cactus sheet metal door that was accepted in 2021, if I can remember. MICRØ, do you want to do the glow-in-the-dark check, I guess? Yeah, I don't think that's going to work out very well. Let me just turn off the lights and... chat, can you see him? I wonder. Right, so let's turn those back on. It's a cool, fun, wacky design, and I think when we last saw the previous one, what was it, double sheet metal door, we were talking about how it kind of looks like a type of like door you'd see in a diner, not a diner, like an old bar or something on the road in America. It has a code name, if I can remember this. I can't remember, what was it, MICRØ? It was a type of bar that you see in the outer what do you call it? What's those long distance roads you have in America where there's not really that much going on? You're driving through like the deserts and whatnot. What do you call them? Sorry, I should have asked this before so we could prepare.
I don't know. That's not really something I'm familiar with. I live on the East Coast, and there's really not many long roads around here. I mean, you may be talking about maybe like a dive bar.
That's okay.
But that's not really like, it doesn't have to be like desolate or isolated. It's just got to be like a seedy place, you know, like an establishment that's not upscale. I don't know what else to say there, but yeah, you might find a pool table, maybe some dim lights, maybe some people smoking in the back area. Maybe not the cleanest place, definitely not expensive beer. But yeah, that's my thought of feeling about a dive bar. Fun, that's the funnest kind of place. I hope you don't need to use the restroom.
Yeah, well, that is the Neon Cactus garage door. If you like what you see, please consider offering a vote or two. Please consider offering a comment or two. Mr. MICRØ, shall we proceed on to the next batch of skins?
Let's do a roller check on this.
Oh,
we didn't do that on these doors either.
Oh, no, that would have been clever. Damn. Oh, no. Right, let's turn off that. Right. Right, we're very lucky to notice that they don't have any glow in the dark, it looks like. None of them. Yep, none of them. I haven't noticed any. So, I guess we got lucky there. Should we leave them rolled up?
Sure.
Yeah. Right. So, gentlemen, we have a continuation of the Toxic Wolf collection. I think I alluded to this earlier, I'm sure. We've got the big, toothy maw of the slobbery wolf. Why is he so slobbery, MICRØ? Someone really needs to go wipe his mouth. Right, so MICRØ, as we can see, we have two doors because one of them glows in the dark. That is actually looking really cool there. MICRØ, would you like to start off with walking across the door? Come on, Mr. MICRØ. Now crouch across. So yeah, you can notice people if they try to slyly move across it, but I think he's got a really good design there for his glow in the dark. That looks really nice. So Let's just make it daytime again. Let's just tinker with the lighting. There we go. Yes, and let's get a proper good look at what I see in front of me. So, we have the scratch marks. We have the icky, fluidy, radioactive slobber of the wolf. You got the radioactive design. Got the teeth there. Top of his mouth. Very cool piece of work, and I'm sure Mr. MICRØ wants to show off the lighting. So, yeah, the reflection of the lighting.
You don't have to jump right into the nighttime view. If you had more to show there about the daytime side of things, you're welcome to continue with that.
Well, I do have another door right next to me that's also the same. It's all good, don't worry. But yeah,
I just want to make sure that we can bring out the texture, and if there's any amount of little depth and detail, which there is on this door. There's some chain link sections. Those little claw marks have some three-dimensional aspects to them. And there's there's some varying degrees of glossiness and shine across this. So if you catch the light at an angle and pan across there, you'll see some of this stuff has different little textures and whatnot. So that's pretty detailed, and it's very yellow, or very, what color is that? Toxic green. I don't know. It's cool. So definitely very toxic looking.
During the day, this is noticeably more greener. You might notice at the top of the snout there, it's grey there, but it's a very noticeably brighter green right over here. So during the nighttime,
I can contribute to say that's because that emissive map is visible even during the day. It's not like it turns on at night, so you are getting a little bit of extra coloration or shading there that results from having that emissive map on the daytime view of that, the glowing one versus the non-glow.
So yes, this is looking very interesting. I like it a lot. Been seeing a lot of good sheet metal door skins recently, haven't we? That's something I can definitely approve of. But yes, let's make it to daytime once more. Chat, do you like what you see? I believe Mr. Zink's done a very good job of this. It's looking very nice. So once more, a nice little pan around with the lighting. Go ahead, Mr. MICRØ. You can do the lighting. Yep. And just wanted to...
Jumping all over the place here. I'm looking at this light here, and it's almost like the light itself doesn't have a ton of dimension to it. So it ends up giving a sort of a weird shadow cast when it goes to nighttime, but it doesn't look bad. It is a properly baked lighting arrangement here, the emissive map. So,
right,
I don't mind it.
MICRØ?
I think if I had to choose, like if I had not to choose, but if I had to make a guess, I would say if one of these got accepted, it would be the non-glow version, but that's strictly a guess. That's just me.
Well, that's the beauty of being able to have an alternate version. You're allowed to have options, and and we do see differences with the votes. It's not like they're always similar. There's always one usually doing a whole lot better than the other, and we should probably point that out. The glow version, actually, no, it's ever so slightly better. So actually, I guess they are similar. So I don't think people would be too upset if one got picked over the other. Let's put it that way. So, yep.
Yeah, score-wise, they were very similar, but I will point out that the glow version had a decent amount additional votes. So people felt compelled to vote on the glow version more than they did on the non-glow. But the ratio of upvotes to downvotes is about the same. So
right, MICRØ, the next deployable isn't actually the next skin that's next to me. Should I do the next skin next to me, or should I go for the next deployable?
Whatever floats your boat.
I reckon we should do the next deployable. So it had a bit of spacing for a very specific reason, because it's a little bit different, isn't it? This isn't a door. No, this is pineapple pizza. My enemy. Yes. Now, there's a bit of a story to this. Basically, gentlemen, we've been seeing a lot of pizza skins being accepted these past few months, and ever since I first saw the very first ones being accepted, I looked at that and I thought, Jimmick, give me a reactive target that is pineapple pizza so I can shoot it. And eventually, after so many times saying it on stream, when we did every single roster rotation, whenever pizza got skins accepted, Mr. Jimmick actually came up to me and he said, Hedge, I like the idea. And I thought, you know what? I'm actually going to go ahead and make it. And he invited me to be a co-author on the skin, just because I kept making the joke all the time. And I'm very grateful. I accepted. So if you were to look at the workshop right now, it says I'm right there. Shimmick did all the work. I'm very grateful that he, went ahead and did that. But thank you very much, Mr. Shimmick. Here we are, showing off a reactive target skin. And we don't get many of them, do we? In fact, in total, we have 3. Only 3. And I believe the last one to be accepted was back in 2020? 2020, no, it's got to be 2019. The decoy one. Anyway, here I am. Oh, yes. I'm just going to quickly whip out a skin here that we were going to show in a bit. But I do need to... I kind of need to... Oh, I've got no ammo. Yes. I just want to quickly make great use out of this. MICRØ, do you want to whip out a gun and help me out here, buddy?
Yeah, sure.
So, we haven't seen that many reactive target skins being submitted, let alone accepted, and perhaps this might work out. This, of course, is the continuation of the pizza collection. It is a deployable. MICRØ, do you have any words that you want to sit there and say whilst I quickly give this a quick... Any words, Mr. MICRØ?
No, nope. Looks good. Delicious.
Right, so let's just get up real close. I couldn't stop myself, MICRØ. I saw it, I just had to shoot it. I'm not a fan of pineapple pizza. So let's just give it a proper look. As you can see, zoom in. Yes. You can see the detail of the pineapple, the ham, the oozing cheese. You can see it all dripping down. You can see how some of the toppings have fallen off. We can see how on the back we got the replacement pieces, or rather the pieces to help it bounce back up. Yep, a fun, silly little idea, and I'm very grateful that you included me on this, Mr. Shimmick. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much. So, Mr. MICRØ, do you have any words that you might want to quickly pass on? If you, do you have anything that you might want to sit there and say?
I don't like pineapple pizza.
Right then, so.
But I can see why people would put it on a target and shoot at it because, yeah, that's what you do with pineapple pizza. You sure don't eat it where I'm from, that's for sure.
Well, whilst I'm here, I could probably salvage the ham. Quick, let's just pick at the ham here.
No, it's got pineapple juice on it.
Yeah, well, we could salvage it.
It's contaminated.
Well, that means we have one more deplorable skin to show off. Indeed, we do. We have the Dungeon Armored Door, made by Mr. Stepan. So, no, yeah, it's Stepan. Yep, sorry. Don't want to make sure. I just want to make sure I said it correctly. Of course. So, let's get a good look at what we see right in front of us. This little collection here has been very successful in 2023, hasn't it? You've been getting a lot of skins being accepted, haven't you? So, will a double armored door skin be accepted in 2023? This is something that has been puzzling me for a while. Throughout all of 2022, we only had one skin accepted, that being the Outer Planets double door. And we saw a lot of attempts, didn't we, MICRØ? We saw Cold Hunter, we saw No Mercy, we saw plenty of double armored door skin attempts, even during that time when the armored doors had a buff. Nope, still no skin accepted. Will Face Punch allow the Dungeon Armored Double Door to be accepted? Now, first of all, let's just make this go to night time, because Mr. MICRØ, we're going to need to see if we can see you in front of that door. Again, with the fun gimmick of the glow emitting from the candle, not the candle, the torchlight from the side there. Mr. MICRØ, could you please walk across? Give us a little crouch walk, maybe? So yeah, the whole thing mostly glows. It's unfortunate, but, that's how the lighting works with the torch there, so we'll give it that. And I should point out, it's not actual lighting from the torch, it's just how he's made the glow look for the door. How it reflects off the skulls and whatnot. So, very fun and cool idea of that. And Mr. MICRØ's just shining his lights as I pan around, and you can see all the detail of the sculpt. Mr. MICRØ,
Yeah.
You do love a good sculpt. What's your
I
opinion
do.
on this one?
Yeah, I do. Well, you could tell he put in some good effort into, coming up with a creative design here, doing some work to give this that dimension and the detail that we love with our rust skins. And in terms of the design, it definitely matches and continues the theme, but it also has some new variations on the idea. It finds new ways to reuse those design elements and build up another skin that fits well with the little theme he has going on. And you should probably take a spin around back and look at the back, because it has a pretty nicely different texture that sets it apart from the front. So I'll run back there if you want to just take the camera and we could put the lights on it back here.
Ooh, very pretty. Because I do agree with that. You have to kind of keep the themes and stick with it a bit, but you do have to add a little variation to make it stand out compared to the other deplorables. And with all of these bones, he's done a pretty good job of that. I like this. He's definitely added to it, but it doesn't really take away from the style of what he's trying to achieve here. I like the little skulls. That's really cool. Like not the skulls, the large bones. Just collecting them all and stacking them on the door and whatnot. Very fun idea. And how about we make it daytime? And yep, gentlemen, do you approve? Do you like what you see? Please consider voting yes or no. Please consider offering a comment or two, because this right here is a very cool double armored door. And by default, as an investor, I definitely like to look forward to a double armored door skin. As I said, we hardly ever see them being accepted. Facepunch seems to be extra picky for what's going to be that double armored door skin of the year. By default, all double armored door skins are above $5 at the moment, because there's hardly any of them. I believe there's 5 marketable ones. It might be 4, but I believe it's 5. And if there's another one, I wouldn't be surprised if it sells quite a lot, and I wouldn't be surprised if we won't see another one accepted until 2024, and I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up becoming a very nice investment. I look forward to it. I think it's going to be doing quite nicely. But this, you've been very successful so far this year, Stepan. Can you keep it up? Can you be the chosen one to be the double armored door of 2023? And with that, Mr. MICRØ, that is all, I repeat, all of the deployables. That being the, what am I trying to say, the typical deployables. These are the skins that are most likely going to be appearing on that German guy's list, top picks next week. And then with what we've seen recently with the pattern of the recent Rusto rotations, we've been seeing most skins are being picked from that list. So this is what we expect. Maybe it'll change from here on now, probably. We used to get a lovely batch of, a nice mix of early and late picks, but we haven't seen many of them recently, so we'll see how it plays out. So let's just make sure everything's all nicely gathered here. It's time to show off some weapons and tools, starting off with the banana pickaxe version 2. Yes, this is a version 2. Made by Mr. Debski. Get a good look at that. Whack. Whack. And its counterpart, the banana hatchet. Now, he does give them a silly name, Pick Nana and Hatch Nana. I'm just going to call them the banana tools. So, yep, get a good look at that. Nice. A little bit ripe on the side, but nice and yellow over there. I hear a bear, and hopefully he goes away. But Mr. MICRØ, hello. How you doing? How do you look over there, holding your Pick Nana? Yep, get a good look at that. Nice and yellow all on the side. A little bit of the I don't want to call it bruise. Well, actually that looks like a bit of a bruise. MICRØ, do you like bruised banana when it's all squishy?
Not when it's all squishy, but it keeps things interesting.
Right, do you want to quickly whip out the hatchet?
Can do.
Yep, so we've got the hatchet over there on the side. Ooh, okay, so it's had a bit of some wear over there. You can see how it's kind of lost its skin, its flesh there on the side. It's got a nice long wooden handle, but yep, that's it basically. You got the little sticker joke right there of the with every banana there is the company logo sticker on the side. So yep, that's very cool. Would you like to look as if you're throwing it from a distance, like you're about to launch it. So let's make it nighttime. And yep, get a good look at that from the side. And would you like... Oh, I've hit the wall. I hit myself. Would you like to whip out the pickaxe? And then do the same thing. So get a good look at it on the side. So yes. Have we had tours accepted this year? We literally just had that, didn't we? Oh, no, come on, Hedge. You literally just saw it not too long ago. What was it called again? Unfortunately, they weren't very memorable because tool skins aren't exactly the best of investments. So could we see a nice, bright, colourful, jokey one? Would that change our opinions? Do you want to possess the power of the bananas, gentlemen, to whack rocks and slap wood? Well, it's in your hands. You can go to the workshop page right now and you can vote yes or no. Mr. MICRØ, would you like to put it on your back and we can take a good look at it? There we go. It's not exactly a very shiny banana, I should point out. You got a little bit there, but it's not exactly something that we need to focus. Get a slow look at the wood handle, and then MICRØ, would you like to whip out and put the pickaxe on your back? MICRØ, do you seek some potassium? Is this the skin that you've been waiting for? MICRØ?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been waiting for it, but I mean, I like it.
You're supposed to.
Very pretty.
You need to buy 5 of these, right? 5 a day when they're available, right? You gotta make sure you have enough. Gotta stay nice and healthy, Mr. MICRØ. Right. So is that it, Mr. MICRØ? Shall we move on to the next? Don't you dare! Don't you dare! You missed.
Oh, that was a terrible throw.
No. Whoa. You do. Right. Back to
I need
the
those
day.
back.
No, you don't. Go away.
Back.
No.
I need those for farming later.
Oh, sure. I'm sure you do. Right. Okay.
My look at radius turned really small, so I have a hard time picking things up.
So, gentlemen, next up we have the Arctic Protection Bolt Action Rifle. Yep. Arctic Collection has continued. Yep. So Mr. Demon has been moving into making weapon skins. We've recently seen the likes of, well, not too long ago we saw a knife, then we saw the yoker. Well, in my hands, we're taking it up another level. Now we have the bolt action rifle. Give it a good reload. I just get all those bullets in. And I'm pretty sure you're going to want me to, if I could just quickly bring this up. Get that there. Yep. Get a good look at that. So we haven't had a bolt action rifle accepted for like a year and a half. I believe the last one to be accepted was the Toxic Wolf. You're going back until August 2021. It's been a long time. So yeah, that's basically it. I would be welcome to see it, but I don't know. Didn't get one accepted throughout all of 2022. There were attempts, but no luck, unfortunately. But yep, Mr. MICRØ, let's get a good look at you. I hope it's not too cold to hold on to.
No, I got my tack gloves on. We're good.
That's all good. It's bright. It's white. It's snowy camouflage. Yes, perfect for the Arctic snowy environment. Gentlemen, do you like what you see? How about we make it nighttime? Yeah, you can get a bit more of the detail. You can see how it says Arctic on the side there. It's got like a leathery design to it, which I've noticed. It's all like, what I wouldn't say melded. Is it sewn in? Would that be the right way of saying it? Is that sewn in, the design? As in like stitched?
Yeah, it does kind of look stitched, like there's a fabric over top of it.
So yeah, it's like leather. That's a pretty cool, design to that. So then we'll go to the other side. Starting off with the bottom bit here, the handle, the wrapped up bandaging. Yep, that's all good. Then we got the lock there. And cool. Very, very nice. So as I said, we have not seen a bolt action rifle skin being accepted in like a year and a half. Chat. How long have you waited? Do you want a bolt action rifle in your hands, a bolt action rifle skin? Do you want to be able to buy one at an affordable price? Because I believe at the moment quite a lot of them are in the positive, simply because we have not had a bolt action rifle skin for such a long time. Mr. Demon, you have been trying to get some more Arctic skins accepted ever since you made your recent Burlap stuff, which sold a lot. Haven't been successful so far, but could we see a nice return to it in March? Hopefully, maybe. I see you're making a whole bunch of skins that have not had acceptances for a while. Ayoka being a good one, because I think we're almost like 10 months since the last Ayoka skin was accepted. Well, here, it's been a year and a half with the bolt action rifle, so I wonder what surprise you're going to show next week. Maybe he just jumps straight in and starts doing AK-47s. MICRØ, any words that you might to offer for this? What's your opinion?
I'm excited to see a Bolty come back in the workshop. I mean, I guess we've seen a few submitted over time. Unfortunately, I've seen a few pretty good ones get passed up, but you know, we can't have every great skin accepted. It just doesn't work that way. So now, is this one of those? I mean, I think this is a sensible move by the creator to just continue chugging along in the Arctic collection. I mean, he's had a lot of success with that, and that implies that it's been well received by the community. So, I mean, it makes sense from his point of view to keep making them.
He was rewarded. He was rewarded with his persistence because he had a poncho accepted. He kept making a whole bunch of skins that weren't accepted, but then at the very beginning of this year, he then had his Burlap stuff accepted. So I thought I'd just point that out. You are correct. You're very correct to point that out. It's been persistent. So continue, Mr. MICRØ. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So I just meant to say really that, you know, it's logical and sensible to keep it up, especially in the fact for the fact that they've sold reasonably well. And well, it's nice to have a Bolty to go with your Arctic stuff. I mean, now, I don't know. Do you prefer using a Bolty or an L9? That's up to you. But the fact that we haven't had a Bolty in a while means that there's sort of a bit of a void there, and that's an opportunity to maybe get something through. So we'll see. We'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Indeed. Right then.
And we had the Arctic Protection Ayoka just the other week. So it's like he's working both ends of the spectrum there. He's got some tier 3 weapons. He's got some prim stuff.
Back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah, good. That's nice to try to see what's interesting or what gets interest from the community or from Face Punch for that matter. And it's smart to vary that and try different things. So keep it up. If he's got the patience and the endurance to keep doing them, you know, there's no harm in that. But I guess we never know when Face Punch is done with a collection. We don't always know when Face Punch is done. So just like we saw with Graffiti Storage, it was like, yep. This is it. We're done. You know, and
that was different.
I don't think we haven't heard that about Arctic Protection. So stands to reason that this might be something that they take an interest in.
Right. Let's now move. Sorry.
Let you move on there. Yep. No, I was just segueing out of that because I talk way too much.
It's all good. Right. So talking about an item that hasn't had a skin accepted for a long time, we now have a skin that hasn't had an acceptance for a long time. A skin collection, to be precise. Yes. Doodle SAP. The Doodle collection has been around since 2020, I believe, and well, we got most of them accepted during 2020 and 2021. But since 2021. No acceptance, but here we are, the return. This is Moonfighter's attempt to get his Doodle collection back and up and running. Get a good look at that. During the night time, as you can see, none of it glows and none of it glows. Mr. MICRØ, who knows? Maybe this will be accepted. It's another SAP skin. We've had 2 accepted so far this year. Could there be another? Let us find out. So, SAP skins. Unfortunately, not the best of investments, as we've seen with the recent 2. They're not holding up very nicely, unfortunately. But we've got a nice red tip. Cool, wacky design on the sides. Would you like to see the return of the Doodle collection, chat? You can just hop onto the workshop right now and you can vote yes or no. You can offer a comment or two. Maybe he needs to change up his doodles. You tell him. So, Mr. MICRØ, were you a fan of the Doodle collection?
Are these fresh doodles? I don't actually know. I to be honest with you, I never really looked too closely at the what was in the doodles on the doodle set. I do like that at some point in time throughout this series, he started integrating some red in there, and like this has the red on the trigger and the the front sight post and this bolt sticking out of the back of the slide.
Well, he's changed things up now, MICRØ. When you buy this skin, you get like an extra batch of colouring pencils, and you get to colour it in yourself, like the old little books.
Wouldn't that be something?
It would be
Wouldn't that
fun,
be
wouldn't it?
something?
Yeah, that would actually be a fun idea if they could implement it, but I don't think you can with Rust. I'm not sure if you can, but I mean, you got the spray can.
Got the egg suit. You could paint your own egg suit.
That's coming next month. That's coming soon. Easter's just around the corner, people. Easter is just around the corner. It's a good thing you point that out. So how about I just spin around to your other side once more, get a good look at the lighting here. And then, daytime. Yes. So, yep, SAP skins. Not the best of investments, but I'm pretty sure people would like to see the return of the Doodle collection. We shall see. So, MICRØ, I'm going to move on to the next one now. Are you all good? Any other words that you might want to say?
Very good. Nope. I mean, you got a lot of people that will challenge, the SAP as being undesirable. I mean, I don't particularly dislike it, but I would say it's a little bit off meta right now, a little bit. So, I don't know. Just from what I hear people saying and discussing, I still think it shoots well, but
Getting some water, and you maybe just. Anyway,
did I put a hole in your cup? Sorry about that.
Maybe jump. Right, gentlemen, we have a goofy continuation. Yes, not too long ago we had the good boy AK-47. Well, you can't this time because I don't think he could reach the pug dog's just a little bit too short. He can't get his old body all the way over to there. So yes, it's a continuation of the Good Boy collection. We have the Good Boy Custom SMG. I aim down. You got a, I guess, brown tip would be helpful for quite a lot of environments, but when you start getting closer to bases, maybe not so much. But anyway, very good. Reload. Sorry about that. It happens when I talk for a long time. Okay, right, continuing. So, yes, we have the Good Boy Custom SMG. Custom SMGs, we don't see that many of them, do we, in terms of skins being accepted? But, again, when we're talking about meta, custom SMGs are a bit of, well, they're a little bit awkward, aren't they, Mr. MICRØ, I guess you could say? Get a good look at that little boy over
I
here.
mean, awkward isn't the right word. They just have a very specific use case. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're in a close range situation, if you jump somebody, you think of it like you would use a shotgun almost, like very close range, or not, a little further than melee combat, but like
It's
not very far at all. But it's very effective up close.
Yeah, it has its specific uses, but when someone's got the distance on you, you're probably better off just running. What is he farting for? MICRØ, he's done it right on your hand. Oh dear. Wait, what are the little dots? Uh-oh. I think you might need to wash your hands, Mr. MICRØ. I'm just saying. I think he's giving you a little surprise. Is he still your good boy? I'm not sure.
Of course. He's always a good boy.
I'm not sure where else they're going to take this because they didn't keep up the joke of the trigger. Which is fine. I mean, they probably wanted to be a little bit more sensible this time. But I wonder where else they go with this. It's a fun, silly idea. Nothing wrong with silly. But let's see if the theme continues. Let's see if Face Punch approves of it. Maybe they don't want to have farts. Maybe they want to do dill-lil-lil-lil. Come on, MICRØ. Do a quick little dill-lil-lil just to remind us. Right, give us a quick shot and then reload it. Let's get a good look at that. And yep.
Oh, I don't have any pistol ammo on me. Let me grab some pistol ammo real quick. Sorry about that. I should have been prepared for that, but I had some in my backpack. Whoops. Oh well.
I'm revoking your diddle privileges. All right, no more diddle. So, yep, nice skin. I'm sure
I'll do another reload for you to make up for it.
Yep, we've got a perfect shot of that. Perfection. So, I don't think we've had a custom SMG accepted this year yet, have we? We've had an MP5. No, we haven't had a custom SMG yet, have we? Am I going crazy? I swear we haven't. It shows how much I care for them. Yeah, they're not exactly the best investments. So, yeah, out of all of the ones we saw last year, I believe Blackout is the only one that's still performing nicely. All the other ones, not so much. So, yeah. Will you approve of the Good Boy Custom SMG? You can go to the workshop right now. You can vote yes or no. You can comment on it yes or no. Wait, not yes or no. You can comment whether you like the dog. Maybe he needs to do something different. Hey, offer your ideas to the skin creator. Say, instead of farting, maybe he could be doing something a whole lot more nicer. No more dilly. Do something different, please. Anyway, it could be a different dog. Maybe all the Good Boy skins should be a different dog. Offer your ideas. I'm just offering something. So anyway, let's now stop talking about the Good Boy and let's now start talking about the Gothic Warlord. So, yes, this is a version 2. Gentlemen, get a good look at the very nice bump map. Oh, nice and shiny, yes. Mr. Novaron, what do I see here? It's nice, it's shiny, it's got a nice, useful red tip. Give it a good look. Oh, there's a... you got the hidden pizza. I should have been aiming at that. There we go. There we go. Perfect. So, yes, it's not super colourful, not super flashy, but it's all about the design. Get a good look at the shine. Oh, yeah. Mr. MICRØ, how you doing? Why don't you slowly move that SAR left and right so we can see if it shines? Oh, yeah, there we go. We had a little bit of a stutter there. It was too shiny, MICRØ. There we go, yes. Look at the glisten. Look at the shine. Chat, is this the SAR skin for you? Is this what you've been looking for? Give it a good reload. Pop that baby in, and let's give it a good spin. Got it all on the side here. Do you know what I need to do? Let's go nighttime. MICRØ, if you want, if you could put it more to your left, we can see how the light looks on the side if you move yourself more to the left, Mr. MICRØ. There we go. I'm trying to get that nice view we did earlier with the AK. But yeah, you can see how it shines a little bit more. Move it slowly to the right.
It might be tough to do that. This isn't so much about the normal map. This is more about that glossiness, the shine there.
I looked at this in the wrong type of way. I'm trying to chase after it and you keep moving it. But yeah, MICRØ, do you approve? Is this the type and style of skin that you enjoy? It's not super colourful, as I said, but it's got that gloss and shine. Sparkly. Not sparkly, sheen, that's it.
Yeah, the shininess. I think it's pretty cool in terms of the idea that's going on here with the sort of like blacksmithy type of metalworking job that he did. I mean, that's what I think it's meant to kind of resemble. So that's cool. It's definitely, he's been hard at work with these skins and, making a bunch of different variations. So we'll see how it goes. It's one of those things that's sort of more rusty, more down to earth, more realistic, shall we say? And I'm okay with that. So
one thing that
put it on my back, and you can take a look at it back here.
Yeah, I was going to say we should actually go through all the gun skins because we didn't actually look at all of them from the hip and the back. So yep, get a good look at that. All of these.
Oh, I put them here. I screwed that up. Sorry about that. No,
it's fine. We had to look at that one anyway. We didn't actually look at your back for that. So
did you get a good look at this one in the back view?
Yes, I did. You can move on to the next one. So I guess we need to look at the Good Boy. Yeah, we've seen that one. We've got a good look at that one. It's not super glossy or anything. So yep, there's the Good Boy. See, now he's farting and he's shooting himself upwards. So yeah, he's a rocket now. I really wanted to. This is why I wanted you to do it. Right, and then we have, what else was there? The Doodle SAP, so we need that on your hip. Get that Doodle SAP on your hip, please, good sir. Yep, slowly move that around. So holster, there we go. Spin it. If you could slowly turn to your right, get that shine. You can see it slowly glisten. Oh, yes. I see it, MICRØ, I see it. Perfect. Right. And then we have everything covered. So, MICRØ, I'm now going to move on to the next weapons. You get yourself nice and prepared. So, let's bring back the daytime. and I will bring up the skins because I have a few more to show off. Let's just put that there, put that there. Let's put that there, put that there, put that there, put that there. All nice and in order. All nice and ready. So, we have 3 more skins to show off based on the order of vote score system. We have in my hands right now to start off with this. Out of the second half of the batch, I guess you could say. I have the Dragon Rage Crossbow. Indeed, indeed, we've continued with the Dragon Rage collection again. Yes, we did. Perfection. So, get a good look at what we have here, gentlemen. Yep. Very nice. Little Ranger, successful this week with the Abyss Garage Door. Can he be successful and get another Dragon Rage skin being accepted? It was very popular during 2022, and, well, since then we've had the attempt of... We had a SAR skin being attempted not too long ago, didn't we, Mr. MICRØ? But that never managed to be accepted. I was about to say, we haven't actually seen that many SAR skins being accepted this year, weirdly. We had a whole bunch of them towards the end of 2022. We had some to start off this year, but we've had like 0 in the past month, which has taken me quite surprised. So that was in regards to the SAR that we just saw there. But yeah, we did not see a Dragon Raid SAR being accepted. So let's just make it nighttime, and yep, no glow in the dark or anything. So yep, got that all nice and covered. Mr. MICRØ, would you like to wield the crossbow? And let's go take a good look at you. The Golden Dragon makes his return. Yes. Oh, actually, no, he's hiding. Oh, MICRØ, he's hiding. He's on the other side. I guess I had to take a real quick look. So. Slowly, I see the claw mark. See the detail at the front. Cool. And then I rise up. And there he is. He's hiding from me. There we are. Perfect. The Golden Dragon in all his glory. The Dragon Rage crossbow. Let's make it nighttime, and now you can get a much better look at the shine. And if I were to just slowly pan around, all of the gold has that nice shine to it. And then as we slowly creep around, we can see the nice and shiny gold on the other side. Perfect. Lovely. Chat, do you approve of the Dragon Rage crossbow? Is this the crossbow that you need in your life? Is it the one that you want to run around with? Mr. MICRØ, any opinions? What do you think?
Well, it's the Dragon Rage set. I mean, it's exactly what we expect, right? From the appearance and the aesthetic here. So I really don't have a lot to say. I mean, I certainly don't take that in a negative way. I mean, it's very Dragon Ragey, and I guess I'm not surprised at all to see it look the way that it does. It's cool. It's got that same aesthetic, consistent across the whole set, and it is what you need to complete your collection of early game Dragon Rage items. So everybody go out and submit your vote. Do you want to see this in the workshop, or go from the workshop into the store? You tell me. Go make your vote, and we'll see what happens. But it's a cool skin, and I like that it's dark. Especially in the primitive phase, it's really important to be able to manage your appearance, so you can get that every last advantage when you're early game trying to get ahead. So a nice dark color helps with stealth, and it's got some nice little textures and patterns here and there. So pretty cool. Let me put it on my back. You could take a look at it back there.
Yeah, sorry about that, MICRØ. I was trying to get up close to the inner panels. Just wanted to see what they look like.
Oh, sorry. Was I?
It was fine. There wasn't too much to look at. If anything, I can see them here now, so I should have just saved myself for then. Also, MICRØ, there's a pig right in front of you, and he mocks you, so go shoot him with the Dragon Rage crossbow. Perfection. Oh, what was that?
I don't know. I was going for a headshot. I don't know why.
Even he's disgusted. He's walked away. He's disgusted with you. Oh, I am too. So, chat. No, you don't. I thought you were going to shoot me then. Right. Let's go start talking about the next skin. It is another M249. Gentlemen, Do you remember the Redemption Collection? Well, you probably don't because we've only had one skin accepted. We had the Redemption LR300 accepted late last year in 2022, and Slanosta did try to make some more skins, but it wasn't successful. I believe quite recently we had the likes of the, what was it, the Redemption Thompson, that's it, yep. But then Wasteland Thompson got accepted, so yeah, you saw how that turned out, so. And then a quick reload. Nice and shiny. Nice and shiny. Yes. And then we'll just give that a good reload. Do you like the design? Do you like what you see? It's so nice. Red, pink, glisten. Beautiful. There we are. Perfect. Mr. MICRØ. Yes. That's looking real nice, especially in the sunlight. Oh, yeah. Get a nice slow little pan around on you. What is this colour? I'm looking at it, and I'm trying to figure it out, but I can't figure it out. It's not rose gold, is it? Rose gold's more pink, isn't it?
Oh, it's definitely not rose gold, yeah. I mean, it's definitely in the red family.
Well, I would suspect so, yes. Shiny red, yes. Shiny red.
Glasolio suggests a cranberry, and I think that's a very appropriate color name. That's definitely.
I will call it cranberry gold. There you go. I've copyrighted it.
Gold.
Yes.
What is gold? Where do you see any gold here?
It's the gold. It's golden to me. Yes. I'm joking. I don't know.
Oh, I see. In a metaphorical sense. Okay. I could get behind that.
I was still thinking of rose gold, and then I just thought, nah, I'm going to push it. I'm going to make it my own gold. If people can make up rose gold, I'm going to make up cranberry gold. Oh, I'm doing a weird spin here. Hey, right, let's make it nighttime. Oh, look at that. And then I slowly move around. You can see the shine on the gun as it starts to slowly pan around. Look at the sheen. Look at the shine. MICRØ, have you been cleaning it regularly? Have you been using all of that polish? Because from what I can see here, it looks very nice and shiny. Get a load of that. Yes, perfect. Very nice. Now, here's the one thing that I will point out. We literally just had Toxic Wolf M249 being accepted. I'm just saying, we don't really get that many M249 skins being accepted throughout the year. We literally just had one accepted. I'd be kind of surprised to see another one being accepted immediately the week after. Just saying. It's a cool looking gun. I think the timing's unfortunately awkward. And I think you could probably agree to that, Mr. MICRØ. And
yeah,
he's only just walked back. He does not care about you, Mr. MICRØ. Look, go on, get him.
Are you trying to say he's disrespected me?
Yeah, that's what you get. That's the firepower that this skin possesses. Gentlemen, do you like what you see? It's the Redemption M249, made by Mr. Slanosta.
Sword of Susano suggests pomegranate, and that's also a really good suggestion.
No! Cranberry gold! Shut up, it's mine! Don't you dare shoot me. I'm the person who owns the copyright to cranberry gold. Right. Get a good look at that. Slow pan up. Yes. It's all ever so nice, bright and red. Cranberry gold. Right, so as I said, if you like what you see, please consider offering a vote or two. Please consider offering some comments. Yeah, offer some feedback if you'd like. But based on what I've seen, the fact that we literally just had Toxic Wolf M249 being accepted, I'm a bit unsure. Let's put it that way. So, MICRØ, any other words you might want to say, or what shall we say in showing off the last weapon skin of the week? What do you reckon?
Well, I will point out that, yeah, in regards to this skin, I don't know. I mean, Face Punch has been sort of wishy-washy on these. We saw. I'm not sure what fraction of the submissions that we've seen get accepted, but it certainly hasn't been 100%. And this is pretty cool. I like how he did the little cutout in the hand grip there. That's a nice use of including some transparency and just give it a little bit more flair. There's a lot of work done here to the normals to put these little indents and whatnot to make that, to give that the look that it has. And so he's done this in like sort of a, I don't know, not really skeletonized, but it's sort of like milled out a little bit to give it some amount of lighter weight. That's a thing people do when they're building guns. So yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. It's got some carbon fiber here on the stock. Pretty nice job. And to your point about the sequence that we're working through here, or the being that there's one more weapon to show off, or we're in the weapons and tools category here. We have been showing these in order of ascending Steam score. Sorry, I said that a little weird. The scores are going up as we go. So
yes, so now
we went
this
through all
is
the deployables that way. We're doing weapons and tools. Next, we'll do clothing and armor. But this would sort of be like number 2 on the list, and we'll be showing number 1 in just a second here in terms of the Steam score.
Right, so chat, are you ready to see the best performing weapon skin this week that was submitted? That will be a typical pick and likely appear in TGG's list for next week. Top picks that being. It's the return of the Copper Collection. Gentlemen, we have a police gun. A police AK. MICRØ, do coppers in America walk around with police-themed AK-47s? I'm not well in tune with America.
Yes, every cop has an AK-47. No, I'm kidding. But although in a lot of squad cars they do have usually an M4 or like an M16 kind of variant, that type of assault rifle, usually very tactical. AK-47 is not our tactical weapon of choice over here, but yeah, some police departments do in other parts of the world. Galils are pretty popular too for that, but yeah, in the U.S. we don't have AKs as part of a routine like police deployment. But when we do have any type of assault rifle, it does not come themed like this. Although that would be sick if they were, because this looks awesome. I think he did a great job extending that concept and the theme of the clothing over to the weapon, integrating all the same little style cues and the color palette.
There's one little thing I'm noticing really cool. That's not too good here. I think he should have made the tip a little bit brighter. The little aim tip, it kind of blends in with the green a bit too much. I'm talking the trees, the grass, but not that pizza. Hey, nice little tap shot there. And off we go over to Mr. MICRØ, who's looking at the sky, and now he's looking at me. Hello, Mr. MICRØ. Please don't aim net down the sight whilst you look at me. It's quite scary. Right, so I believe this is more themed for UK police. I'm noticing.
Yeah, yes. Yep.
Yeah. Not well. What's it called? Copper. That's the thing. Yeah.
Well, that's cops, coppers.
Yeah.
That's a slang term for police.
More American. Yeah, it's the old Bill. That's what they are.
Copper.
The old Bill. Pigs, could have just put pigs there.
That's a derogatory term. Most cops don't like being called pigs, but
well,
that's a long-running.
I'll have you know, bacon is delicious.
Controversial nickname. I mean, I have a pig as my profile picture, and I don't mean a cop. I'm talking about a cute little baby pig. Friendly, cute, adorable, delicious.
So we got the.
But it has nothing to do with the copper AK, which is what this is, and I think it's cool. Yeah, Constable would have been another interesting name for the copper set, but it is what it is.
I want the silly hat. If you're going to do British police, you should do the silly hat. We don't have the silly hat. Very disappointed, Duck. How have you not done the silly hat yet? I'm not sure if you can, but please try. I very much want to have the silly hat, and I think all the role players out there very much want.
We love silly hats in Rust.
We need more silly hats. We don't have enough. We need to go as silly as TF2. We have to. I'm telling you right now, we need it. So yeah, cool looking design, Mr. Duck. Nice to see that you've made a return to it. It's been quite a break, hasn't it? He hasn't made a copper skin in we're talking about 6 months now. It's definitely been some time, hasn't it?
It's been a while. And, that's kind of smart if you think about it, to space out your submissions so the players don't get overwhelmed with seeing the same thing all the time. So there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. And also, I think it took him a little while to figure out how he wanted to implement this on a tool or weapon. In this case, you know, he's been doing a lot of clothing, but he hasn't yet done a weapon. So
that's actually a very clever idea there, Mr. Wazar. Copper right helmet. That actually would work out quite nicely. I think that's actually a good idea, Duck. We're literally feeding you our ideas, right? You might need to.
I want 10% on that.
No, it's Wazar's. Wazar gets to be co-author, right?
I'm just kidding.
Right, so that is the top voted, well, rather top scoring in terms of votes and all of that.
It is the top. It is tied for top favorites and top votes. Well, it's not tied. It's a clear gap between the votes in terms of the Copper AK rises above the others in sheer votes alone. But it is tied for favorites with the Dragon Rage Crossbow, and it has a few percent margin over the others in terms of the Steam score. So I would not be surprised in the least to see this one in the store. In fact, I'm hoping for it because I think the Copper set is cool. It's loud and it's attention getting, and
this man wants 5 AK-47 skins in a row. Bad MICRØ. It's all right. No, don't you dare stop. You're not allowed to be
Freeze.
a bad. No, stop it. Yeah.
Get on the ground.
No, put your clothes on.
Hands in the air.
No. There we go. Right, that's what you deserve. Right, so MICRØ. We got some silly clothes to put on, don't we?
Yes, we do.
We have 3 sets, and the last one that we're going to show off not only is the most supported skin in terms of these clothing and armor skins, but we also have a special little thing to show off with the Elite Crate. So let's get started, Mr. MICRØ. Can you put on the low poly hide pants? It looks so weird. It really does look kind of out of place. Like, I just can't get it. Like, I've just hit the wall as well. It's completely mystified me, that. So let's just kind of zoom out a little bit more. And I've got to kind of just sit there and say, I don't think this works as good as the hoodie and the pants and the armor and whatnot that we had before, because we did get all the core pieces of the low poly collection back in 2022, and then like no other skin was accepted after that. We do have like tools, and I believe we have the odds. What was it? Wasn't there a furnace? I believe there is a furnace. There was one more skin that I don't fully remember, but get a good look at that. Do you approve? Is this the type of hide skins that you want to see being accepted? I don't blame him for giving it a shot. We, of course, did have pizza hide stuff being accepted not too long ago. But it is certainly kind of weird to look at with the eyes here. Like, I just don't really know. MICRØ, do you want to offer an opinion? Because I'm a bit lost when I look at this. It's shiny, but I don't think shiny is good for clothing.
Yeah, it's got a little sheen to it. That's definitely interesting. But what that helps with, if that's your thing, is to kind of show off the little facets. So if you get a good close up on maybe my head and chest sort of area where you can see a bunch of the different zones there, as I move around, you can catch the light refracting off each one of those little things separately. So, refracting isn't the right word. Reflecting is what I should say. But it's kind of, if it didn't have that shine, maybe you wouldn't see all the bits of geometry there. But, when I move around like this, you could see the light shining off my head in different ways. Like, maybe that's what brings the appeal to this set is the low poly look to it, and having a little bit of reflectivity there sells that pretty hard. I
remember being very judgmental with low poly. I didn't see the appeal. I just thought, from a distance, in fact, I could do that right now. From a distance.
Well, when you get further back, the way the game draws the different levels of detail, from a distance, this is going to look like just a smear. It's not going to have any of that low poly look to it. It's going to look like someone wearing the default stuff. And maybe that's the point you're trying to make, but
I've lost everything there.
Yeah, I think it's more about just the meme of it being low poly.
through the legs. Ah, I hit the leg. Ah, crash landed.
Not,
Sorry, chat.
you know, not so much that it has a crazy style or stands out.
How you doing? Oh, bam. So let's get that all nice and fixed up. And yes, so that is the low poly hide shirt and pants with the burlap head wrap made by Alpha. Hasn't he changed his name? It's like low poly or he's changed his name to something a bit strange. Yes, I know he used to be called Alpha, but he has changed his name recently, MICRØ. Not sure if he changed it back. Just thought I'd quickly point that out to you.
Yeah, people switch around their names all the time. That to me looks like he may have put a little joke there in his name. I'm not really sure.
Right, so if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Please consider offering a comment or two. Mr. MICRØ, shall we proceed in talking about the next piece of armor to show off? Mr. MICRØ, couldn't you put on Eco Tier 3? Just give us a clap when you're ready.
Wait me one more second. Okay, I'm ready.
All right.
Wait, do I have to clap? I could do that.
It's too late. I've already looked at your legs. Gentlemen, look what we see here. It is the...
You like those?
Well, I mean, I guess this is for hippies, and I guess you probably want to take your shoes off, so... Who needs socks? Honestly, chat.
If there was a set to make boots that look like sandals, like this would be it. If there's a way to do that, this is like the perfect set for that.
I believe you have to do hide boots for that, because that's what someone did for
the socks and sandals look.
Twitch drop, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So it says it's not toxic. It kind of looks like that bird seed stuff, doesn't it? It's just a big ball and you just stick it in your garden and you have all the birds attack each other trying to fight over it. You're going to have birds chase after you. Sorry, cool. Where'd that come from? That wasn't a joke. That's just randomly happened. Oh,
stay alive, Hedge. Stay alive.
It says it's not toxic, but I'm not sure. Oh, no, that wasn't a joke. Seriously, I just choked there for some reason.
We need some non-toxic skins to balance out that toxic wolf we saw earlier.
Yeah. So, chat, do you like what you see? MICRØ, are you happy? Do you want to give us a nice slow spin?
Sure, I can do that.
Because I can see how it's reflecting the light as you spin around. That's something I just noticed. Yeah, so, it's like corkboard. We've had cardboard stuff, we've had paper doodly stuff, but now we've got corkboard. But the previous skin wasn't accepted, was it? The Tier 2. So that never happened. But yep, we got the Eco Raider right there. Yes. We have the Eco AK right here. And that was accepted quite some time back, but we haven't had an eco skin accepted since then. So, could the Tier 3 be the change that we need? Could we see the eco Tier 3 potentially being accepted? It's in your hands, chat. All you got to do is vote yes or no. That's all you got to do. So, MICRØ, any last words that you might want to say for this collection, or do you reckon we've said enough? Like, it's there. Like,
what can we say? I mean, it's a clever idea. It's something new we haven't seen. It's got that focus on eco, going green and all that. So that's always a good thing to keep in your mind. It's got a couple little details on there, like windmills.
There's actually one little thing I could point out, and it's because this guy appears to be a newer creator. You can counter my point if you want, MICRØ, but I don't think he strategized his timing correctly in terms of releasing the skins, because he literally released Tier 2 and immediately next week released Tier 3. So technically speaking, he's got both of his core pieces competing with each other for a spot in the roster rotation. I think he should have done something a little different, or he should have done a weapon or something in between. He should have waited at least 2 weeks until he started considering uploading the Tier 3. So that's just me. That's all about skin creators. Not sure if you agree to that, MICRØ, but like literally week before Tier 2, week right now, Tier 3. So you don't really want to have your own stuff compete with each other, especially when you're trying to flesh out a full collection, especially with the clothing and the armor. So that's just me. If you want to make that point, whether you confirm or clarify or accept, MICRØ, what do you say in regards to that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I agree. That's kind of logical. I was on mute there for a second, so I don't know. I maybe didn't hear me confirming or agreeing in a way there. But so, yeah, I mean, does that answer your question, or
yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. Like,
okay.
It was just an extra little thing. Like, that's not really going to affect the the video and whatnot. So, all right, MICRØ, shall we proceed to the best performing clothing and armor piece this week? In terms of clothing and armor, typical picks. I'm going to look down on the floor because there's a very nice looking batch of skins that have been uploaded, submitted this week from a very desirable collection. Mr. Igor, I think it's Vlek. I think you got the names wrong, MICRØ. I know Igor helps. Isn't it Vlek?
I didn't get anything wrong. I pulled the data from the workshop using the Steam API. So there's a collaboration there, and this is the person who the skin is registered under their name. So,
chat, we have a continuation of the Forest Raiders collection. And I just want to quickly point out and say, have you seen the prices of Forest Raiders recently? Yeah, I think this might be something you'd be very interested in. Now, we haven't even talked about the camouflage yet, have we? Because we're actually going to show it off to you in a bit. It's not the only green skins that we had today. We also had Elite Crate. So we're actually going to do a nice little exercise in a minute where we just show it off in the grassy, bushy areas just to get a good idea of how well it looks in regards to the camo. So let's just give this a good look in all of the nighttime stuff. So, MICRØ, how about you just slowly walk into the darkness? Let's start off with that. So slowly walk backwards into the darkness, see how it reflects light, like how quick is it to do so. So gradually, slowly, we can see him getting there. So it does reflect a bit from that distance. Now slowly just walk away a little bit more, and he's gone. He's gone. That's it. He's gone. Now slowly walk back, Mr. MICRØ. Slowly approach us. Try not to, make me jump. Wait, hang on a minute. That's Loot Leader.
Yeah.
Put it back on.
The thing is, though, it doesn't matter what set I wear. If I'm back here with the no light, it's going to be black anyway. So I don't think that's as big of an advantage, or it's not as reliant on the camo effect as you may think. But it certainly doesn't glow or reflect light at all. So it's certainly going to do as much as you can do to maintain a stealth aspect. And
great.
Yeah, it depends a lot on your surroundings, how much this is going to work to camouflage you, but it sure is camouflage, and it sure does match with the rest of the set. So your squad can be running around in Forest Raiders gear from the moment you step foot on the beach, or just after you get some hemp, all the way up to tier 3 and going out raiding. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
You're looking very fine, Mr. MICRØ. Very nice. So let's just make sure we got extra bright on the back, just so we can see all the nice stitching on the back and whatnot. Yep. So, gentlemen, does this look appealing to you? Are you interested? Are you invested? And by what you see, as MICRØ pointed out, the perfect primitive clothing to quickly make so you don't die super quickly. The perfect green camouflage, maybe? Well, we might have to put that to the test. Mr. MICRØ, shall we get ourselves nice and prepared? Because, gentlemen, we have a nice little exercise to show off in a minute, where we're going to have MICRØ walking in the bushes, walking in some trees, just to see how easy it is to blend in with his green camo. Because I know a lot of you are going to want to know about that, aren't you? So get a good look at this man as he spins around. MICRØ, could you also quickly put on the Elite Crate? So if you could grab the Elite Crate as well, because we should also get the Elite Crate as well, just to kind of point out and say we're also going to compete it with that. Not so much a comparison, but like Elite Crate has been accepted, and we just want to show how that looks, because we did allude to it earlier. So yep, give us a nice slow spin, Mr. MICRØ. And as I said, gentlemen, we will be looking at... We have this right here, and we want to put it to an exercise. We want to see how well this looks in green camouflage with bushes, trees, the grassy areas, the foresty areas. Let's go wait and see. So let's go. Mr. MICRØ, let's go. All right. Over to here. I need to quickly get all of this nice and set up, because we do have a plan, Mr. MICRØ. We do have a plan. All right. So if I whip that out.
do you want to start with? Elite Crate?
Oh, you broke your neck.
Force Raider?
You broke your neck.
You got that?
Give
Is that help? Is that better?
Is it better? All right, there we go. We fixed it. Right. Okay. So.
Thank you.
Okay. So.
Slap some sense into me. Yeah, we need to do that every once in a while.
How about I look at the floor and then look at you? Is that a great way to start?
I don't know. What does that do? What do you?
I don't know.
That's how you're gonna start the segment, or?
How about I stand where you are and we'll just slowly see you walk into the grassy bit? Yep. So here I am. I'll keep my aim on you. Yep. I'll keep my aim on you, but just keep it on the floor so we can keep that nice focus. So there you go. And now he's gone. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Yes. Now, how about you get real up close into the bushes, for example? There we are. How about you slowly walk through the bushes? There he is. Now crouch. And move ever so slowly forward as well. There we go. Now, could you slowly crouch walk across through to the other bushes and into the small tree? Crouch walk, if you can, good sir, because I can see you. But if you crouch, I want to see how easy it is. Yes. Yes. Now he's moving very quickly. Right, now slowly move through the trees. Can we see him? Where is he? There he is. Right.
There's a lot of trees here. I don't know.
Okay, sorry. So you got the tree side, so you got the big tree, right? The much bigger tree with the smaller trees. There we go. And then slowly walk through the big batch of trees. Do you see where I'm aiming, Mr. MICRØ? Slowly walk through there. Okay. Yeah. From there, slowly move forward as you're slowly moving through the tree bush bits. Please. Okay. How about you put on the Forest Raiders, please, good sir? So walk back over to here, put the Forest Raiders on. Yep, there we go. Now we'll do the same exercise. So, Mr. MICRØ, can you slowly walk through the trees and we'll get a good...
Yeah, I'm going to do what we talked about in terms of I'm going to go into these pine trees over here. I'm going to do a little wiggle. I'm going to kind of conceal myself behind some of this stuff. I'm going to go over here, some more cover, and then I'll get up in this bush so you can see that it's like highly effective at blocking or at concealing you in this type of cover. So I don't know how many different bushes we need to jump through or anything, but we could see this from here, I think.
All right, perfect. Lovely. Okay, so I believe we've done a nice exercise there, chat. Has that got you more interested and perhaps potentially more invested? Mr. MICRØ, you can come back over here if you'd like. All right, so I believe we did our nice little exercise there to show... Where is he gone? Oh, yeah. I can hear you, but I can't see you. Where is he? MICRØ. Oh, there he is. Oh.
Thank you, Hedge. Well, so moving on here to the next phase of the program, what we're going to do is, and Hedge has already got it on screen there, I think, we're going to show you a list of the most highly rated skins of the week. I think I pulled the top 20 there, and we're just going to sort them in order of like the score. And so this is not categorized by deployables or weapons or tools or anything. It's just like straight down the list. We're going to show the top 10 in game, but then also Hedge has that list up there with the next 10 beyond that. So if you're really interested, you can pause the video and dive into the data and get your hands all over that and see what the community thinks. But this is all the data right from Steam in terms of numbers of favorites, votes up, vote down, and then what Steam gives, it compiles those numbers into a little metric that it calls the score. And I'm sure it combines those up and down votes, but it also takes into consideration, I believe, the overall number of visitors to the page. Some people visit the page and then they don't vote at all. They just click out of it, or they click ask me later. So it's hard to really gauge purely by the number of votes. And on top of that, skins get a lot of different amount of exposure. So one author might have a smaller number of followers, another bigger creator has a huge list of followers, and then they go and promote their skin on Twitter and share it around on various Discords. So skins can have a broad range of exposure and visibility among that voting period. So purely rating these by the number of votes isn't quite the best way to do it. And I think Steam has already taken it into account. So the vote counts are normalized and balanced out through their little algorithm that spits out one nice number called the score. And that's what we're going to show here is the highest scored items. This is not necessarily continuations. This is just everything that's been submitted over the period of this past week. And it's anything that could be considered to be a typical skin for next week. And by typical, of course, I mean there's always that 1 week delay, or there's usually a 1 week delay between submission and acceptance. Facepunch uses that to validate the skin, check for copyright issues, that sort of thing. But that period of time that passes is usually about a week. And if it is the 1 week time frame, we call it a typical skin. Of course, things could be picked early or later than that, but they would have we give those early and late designations. And so back on track here, we're talking about the typical skins for next week, most highly rated, without regard to continuation or category. So I believe your list there is ordered top down, like just most highly scored to least. I don't know if it matters what order we present these in. Formerly, we did this in a bit of a sort of a sequence or an order, but maybe we just go left to right here on the stage, which handily is kind of starting off in top down order. So are you okay with that, Hedge, if I start with the most highly rated one?
Sure thing, good sir. Yep. I'm looking at you, nice and ready.
Yeah, I think that just works with our typical flow based on what I see on the list here. So come on over here with me and join me next to this day and night armored door. This is a V2. This had a 75% score, which in this case corresponds to 580 positive votes when I collected this data a few hours ago. So this is definitely something the community, as far as the workshop active voters, seem to really enjoy. And I guess I can understand why. It's a very, first of all, it's an armored door, so it's got two sides, which means there's a whole lot of different real estate there for putting a nice pattern and design on. And what we see here is actually a really cool attempt at making a stained glass appearance. And I'll note that this is somewhat of a newer creator. Their workshop doesn't have a ton of skins in there, but they've, from the get-go, you could tell they've had a particular fascination or desire to produce a stained glass appearance. And I have to say that they seem to be improving over time when it comes to approaching that goal. And this looks really cool at nighttime. If I see on your stream you have it night, I'm going to make it night on mine, but we could see that it has a really cool glow. Like if you could picture this, as a window in a building, maybe a church or whatever, but being lit from the inside, this would have this really varied and not inconsistent, but it's got like this appearance of it being truly like stained glass, where the thickness of the glass affects the brightness and the color of the light and sort of bounces and refracts that light around and diffuses it. And so this does a pretty good job of giving the illusion of stained glass. And the front side has the day version, and then if you go around to the back, there's the night side, and that's how it gets the name Day and Night. And wow, it's just a pretty impressive piece of work here, and it's reflected in that score. So this being the highest scored item on the workshop this week is a pretty nice accolade, and it's anyone's guess here what's going to happen. I don't know if this fits Rust a ton, but it definitely looks cool. So we can appreciate it from that technical side of things, and from the data side of things, it reflects its coolness. So I wouldn't be opposed to seeing this in the game, but at the same time, like I just said, it's hard to say if this really fits the game, but not everything does. And
well, we literally had this conversation last week with the Abyss Garage Door, and lo and behold,
exactly right.
Lo and behold, so it's nice to try out something different every now and then, because sometimes Face Punch approves. So yeah.
Can you get the camera up nice and close to the surface there, like somewhere up near the hatch, maybe to the top right of the hatch, and just give the light, adjust the lighting a little bit to really get a good look of how the light glimmers off of that surface that's all like uneven and sort of wobbly, which is exactly what you would expect for stained glass. So really cool and nicely done. We'll see how this fares when it comes to the ultimate decision maker on Thursday when they roll in the new store. So
if you like what you see, please consider offering a vote or two, or offering a comment or two. That's as simple as you can say. It's all you can say, isn't it?
Yep.
It's in your hands. Well, I mean, if you want to. Mr. MICRØ, very lovely looking armored door here. Shall we proceed to talking about this other door? Is this the next one?
We have another door. This is the second most highly ranked item on the list this week. A score of 72.9%. So the other one was 75, and we don't need to go through all the scores, but this is a pretty high ratio here. It seems like it's gotten a lot of positive attention, and well, it's a cool idea, cool design, and pretty nicely done. And well,
can I just ask one thing? Do I get it cheaper if it's got bullets in it? So go ahead, go on.
You know, the funny thing is here that this actually exhibits the same bug, if you will, that the black and gold or the black gold SAR has right now, where we've seen a big social media is a couple of videos circulating social media this week that show off how the black gold SAR is useful for getting an advantage when you're raiding other bases, because the reflection is generated by the game engine, and the way that they have it programmed right now, that reflection doesn't show things that block line of sight, like doors and other objects deployed in a structure. So if you look at something that has a detailed reflection, and this door actually kind of does do a good job of reflecting in the right light, you can clearly see, or make out at least, you know, maybe not clear, but you could definitely make out reflections in this. And if you get the light angle just right, you look around, keep panning around that way, you can actually see our stage over here with the door where I normally stand to show off the skins. Like, you could see that looking through that reflection there. And if you can't see it there, I can open it. You can look at the stuff behind over here towards the grass area. You should be able to make out the elements on the stage that define the walls and the boundaries of the edge of the stage there. And that's just like the way this is being done is it draws the world around it, but it doesn't show the deployables. So, like, back on to what I was saying about the black gold SAR, that's an unintended mechanic that's people are using as an advantage right now. The price of that skin went way up, but we saw in the commit log that they plan on removing that functionality or changing the way the reflection layer is rendered. So that's not going to be a thing anymore. And for this door, the reflections that come off this are pretty cool. Hedge, I don't know, when you were panning around there, did you get a chance to see the stage reflected back in it?
Yeah, I looked
back.
Could
you make that out?
I was
it's
able
not crystal
to.
Clear.
No, but like I can vaguely see. So you have that open over there. There's a little gap there. So one side, you can see one side, and then you get that little bit of blue in the middle. That's the doorway, if you can vaguely see that.
Yep. Now watch what happens. Get a good look at that, and maybe just wiggle the camera back and forth. It's a little easier to see when you're in motion. But as I close this door, tell me if you see anything different. All right? You don't. And you still see right through that.
But it's not helpful. Like,
not in this case, not with the way it's positioned and anything else. Like, you wouldn't get an advantage here. I'm not saying that you would get any type of gain by using this to get an advantage. I'm just pointing out that it exhibits that same phenomenon, and we should expect to see that be updated very soon, within the next short while, as they roll out that update, that correction.
Right then, MICRØ. Thank you very much for showing that off, and thank you very much for pointing that out. Now, I've already acknowledged that this is not a glow-in-the-dark skin. I could see that very quickly. Well, bam. So, it is not glow-in-the-dark, but I guess you could.
How's that look at nighttime? Throw a light on there.
Oh, look at all that! Oh, that's a lot of reflection there, isn't it?
It is very reflective. We don't have too many things that are this shiny and this reflective. I mean, granted, it's not clear. Like you can't just like you couldn't look in there to do your hair or anything like that. But it's definitely like there's an image there. It's not very coherent, but there's definitely a reflected image that gives it just that extra element of realism and whatnot. So that's cool. Very cool.
All right.
And a good idea. And it shows, I mean, it's the second most highly scored deployable or any item this week, and 416 positive votes. If you like it, go place your vote.
Right. And now we're moving on to... Is this next or is it weapons? I believe
it's the Infinity Armor Largewood Box by Trix. This is number 3 on our most highly scored list this week, and we have seen one other collection. This is like the second box in the collection.
Yep, we actually showed it off last week, didn't we? The guns one.
That's right. That was also on the list. So these are getting a lot of attention and recognition for their coolness. But we're in that weird, funky period right now where we're not sure if it's okay to submit these, and we've been seeing it now for a number of weeks where I think Facepunch just isn't ready to go back to storage sets. We've seen a lot of individual boxes get accepted, and I'm okay with that for now. And unfortunately, I hope these guys aren't wasting their time by making these boxes. They're cool, great ideas, and they look nice. And it shows they're getting votes, but I don't think we have Facepunch's vote just yet. So we'll see.
One quick thing that I guess we should point out, because I want to show off the other storage properly as well, is that Dungeon Armored Door came after this, right, in terms of votes. It's fourth, correct?
That's right.
So we've already shown that off. It's over there. Hey, how you doing? That means I can then point out that 1, 2, 3, 4... Fifth place is the Mosaic Sulfur, so then I can show this off. So just wanted to make sure it was all said and made clear before I started doing anything, because there's a point that I want to make, MICRØ. I've already said it to you, haven't I? But I want to make it clear to everybody else, because well, it's going to be very beneficial to skin creators in the fact that over these past few weeks, I personally have been keeping track of all of the submissions. I do my Tuesday workshop skin checks. It's a routine thing that I do. And I have seen so many storage collections being submitted. But hey, guess what? We just had some large box skins being accepted. They're not storage collections. Do you get the message? Like, the message isn't super clear, is it? But, you know, they had all of those storage collections to pick from. But they picked a barbecue large box, and they picked that. Whoa, they picked the Twig box. So I'm just kind of insinuating something here, but surely that's a clear enough message to kind of get the idea across that they're currently not looking for a large storage collection at the moment. That's me trying my best not to sound mean, but I mean, when you look at the results, I'm just saying. So maybe take the hint that they just aren't looking for a storage collection at the moment. I'm not gonna I will sit here and say, and I do agree to you, MICRØ. These are some very, very nice looking designs, and there's a whole lot more. But these obviously are the standout ones. They've got the votes, they've got the support, and we've already talked about them last week, and we've already talked about storage collections last week as well. I can't even see now. But yeah, they haven't accepted a storage collection. They've specifically picked out other ones. You've got to understand, the vast majority of large box skins being submitted every single week is a storage collection skin. In fact, this past week, I don't even think there was one that wasn't a storage collection attempt. But for these past 2 weeks where we saw large box skins being accepted, both of them were not a storage collection. So, again, we did talk about this last week. I fully respect and understand why they're doing it, because it's a great financial gain if you can be the person who has that storage collection. I'm talking very nice, secure acceptances, and of course that leads to nice, money to be made as the skin creator. But they're not accepting them, are they, MICRØ? So, yeah. Sorry to jump in on that, but I feel like that was a point that needs to be said, because, well, it seems to be that they're just not getting picked. So, I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to interrupt in such a way, but I feel like I had to jump in and say it before I forgot to say it, like last week, because I wanted to say that last week with the barbecue box. Are we good, Mr. MICRØ?
I think so. Are you good?
Just wanted
to get it all out.
I got it all out.
I know you love talking about large storage collections, so just make sure this is sort of like therapeutic for you, I think. So
I had to
get
say
it all out. Go ahead.
I had to say no. I'm done. Like,
okay,
we respect the designs; they're very nice, and people clearly like them. But it has gotten to that point now where it's like, yeah, like we just don't know. Maybe, like what we said earlier, the persistence of some people have led to some success. But how many people are being persistent now? Yeah, right. So, yeah, I hope
it's just another example and another instance of a bit of FOMO when it comes to the flip side of things here. Usually we see that out on the market where people are rushing to get something. They think that's their last chance to buy something and the price goes way up. Well, now we have skin creators with a little bit of FOMO of their own. They feel like, if I don't submit my box and get it in the ring, I'm missing out on a chance maybe to get accepted because all these other guys are doing it. I'm going to put mine in too. And if we all had that mentality, I think, it'd be like the whole workshop full of large storage sets, because that's a really lucrative thing to get accepted. If you get one accepted, then you kind of basically just know you're about to get 10 more or 8 more or 6 more at least,
on average,
or maybe 2 dozen, it just depends how cool your set is.
On average, 15 seems to be the number. So, well put, well said. That was wonderful. We are seeing skin creators have fear of missing out. So, I think a lot of them have tried, and then they realised, yeah, this isn't working. So, cool designs. Hey, I might eat my words and they end up being accepted next week. Where have you gone, MICRØ? Where's he gone? Whoa, where's he gone?
I'm over here on the stage because now that we've talked about the the boxes there. I mean, do I need to say anything about this Mosaic box? I mean, we've been showing the Mosaic stuff. It's been part of the top 10 list now for a while.
I think
we did show a sneak preview of this last week, but we're doing this again this week for maybe people who are new to the stream. So let's just give a quick look at this. I think you probably already did while you were talking. But this is the Mosaic Sulfur Box by Mr. Sad. This is our 5th most highly rated deployable, I should say, any skin this week. It is a deployable, but it's the 5th most highly rated skin of the week for typical picks for next week. And, it's the interest is there from the community. The community loves their large storage boxes, but I hope these guys don't end up wasting too much time. If they were accepted, it surely wouldn't be wasted time, right? But if you make a whole set of these and it doesn't get accepted, you just did it for people who play on servers where they have skin box and they want something else. And unfortunately, that'd be the only way to be able to use this if Face Punch chooses not to accept it. So sad but true, and it's unfortunate that it gets so much interest from the community, but from Face Punch's point of view, you got to maintain a balance. You can't just have large wood boxes exclusively be storage sets, because there are a lot of creative individual and singular ideas out there. We've seen a lot of cool ones lately. So I think we're going to see that stay the trend for a while, at least until we get word from Face Punch that they're ready to accept the set. And maybe they won't even tell us. Maybe they'll just pick a storage set out of the blue. But, it's anyone's guess until we get a clear-cut sign. And then we'll just have to rely on people taking that chance, making that gamble and taking a bit of risk that they have the next big idea. So all of you skin creators out there, are you the one? Do you have what it takes to get storages back in the shop?
Right.
Well, we'll see. Let's move on here. Number 6. All right, go ahead, Hedge.
We have some weapons now, don't we? So
yes, well, we have 3 weapons in a row, and then the last 2 items we've already shown, so we'll just talk about what they are. But yes, number 6 on the list for this week in terms of highly rated Steam score is another AK from Robstar. I shouldn't say another one from Robstar, but another AK This one is from Robstar. It's called the AK-47 Gamma. And wow, this thing looks cool.
Very colourful, very bright, very vibrant. Ooh, it's got a purple tip and very helpful for most environments. Stands out very nicely, as you can see. Very shiny as well. I mean, doesn't blend in so much with your name, but yeah. No, trees, rock. Pretty sure that's going to be good in the snow in the desert area. This seems to stand out in pretty much every single environment. So that's a good thing. That's definitely a helpful thing. And now, Mr. MICRØ, strike a pose, because you got something very nice and colourful in your hands. What do we see? It's the Gamma AK-47. And yes, Robstar's produced a very interesting looking AK. Wouldn't be surprised if we potentially see this being accepted, but we have had quite a lot of variation, I'd say, over these past few weeks. We had a very silly dog, AK-47, the good boy. We had the very colourful Love AR. We had the grounded but referential to Rust Recycler AK. And now, recently, we've literally just introduced the... and I've already forgotten it. Oh no, what's the AK? Oh, Lunar AK. Sorry about that.
This is the Gamma AK.
No. I meant like earlier we showed off the Lunar AK, but now in front of us we have a brand new AK.
Oh, I see.
Sorry,
I got you. Yep,
my
yep,
wording now
okay.
is a little bit awkward, but yeah, for 4 weeks in a row we've had AKs, but hey, could this be the fifth? I'm not like being mean. I'm just saying like I think we've had a very reasonable variety of AK-47s over the past month. I wouldn't be surprised if we take a break for a while. Maybe a week or two. But you never know. This might continue. It does remind me of... I will say it. It kind of makes me think more like it's a CSGO skin in a way. Like, that's the type of vibe I get from it. Like, I really do feel the need to put some stickers in that. So... yes, how about we make it nighttime? And Mr. MICRØ, how about we slowly see it shine? If you would like to move it ever so slightly, Mr. MICRØ. Ever so slightly, left and right. Yes, you can see some of it shine. The gloss is there. Very bright, yes. Would you like to shoot it and reload it in front of me, Mr. MICRØ? Perfect. So, I will give it to him. He did a very good job. And then we got a good look of it on the back of the body. On the back. Yes. How about we get a little bit closer? Look at the radiation. Look at the design. The magazine. The side panels. The shine. Oh, it's all there. It's all there. Alright, MICRØ. Shall we move on to the next weapon in order of score? Shall we proceed? Do you want to say anything, or should wait?
I don't know what to even say. I mean, this thing is a real dazzler. It's certainly a unique looking skin. There's a lot going on, but it's pretty coherent in terms of the design. I mean, it's meant to be a pretty busy looking skin, and I don't mean that to say it's like not a criticism. It's just there's he covered the whole thing in various design elements to give it like a futuristic kind of look, I guess, or I'm not quite sure what to call it, but I like the style. It's just an interesting color scheme, and definitely stands out as a when I first said it, first saw it, I definitely said, "Wow!" It's definitely caught my attention. It's very highly received by the community in terms of the ratio of it's more than 2 to 1 in terms of upvotes to downvotes. So people definitely clearly prefer it over to those in ratio to those who don't like it. A lot of people do. I said that in the most complicated way, but it's well liked. Put it that way. And yeah, it stands out from the color scheme perspective. Not a ton of sets this will go with, unless he goes ahead and makes clothing to go with it. But
hey, it's totally totally fine that way. We have seen collections work that way. I remember Skull Killer was weapons first, clothing and armor next. So it's, that could happen. And I think a lot of people probably would like to try and go for that neon design. That would be pretty cool. But yep, MICRØ, shall we now move on to the next skin, or rather the variations of the same skin? Mr. MICRØ, shall we start talking about Narcos AK-47 Gold, but there is also a black version. Now, if you've been keeping track of the workshop over the past few months, you'd know that SMKSS and his group of friends, they actually have been making a lot of gold and silver weapon skins, and well, recently they tried to change it up because they made deployables, but that didn't really go anywhere, it seems. But now they've changed it again, where they've returned back to weapons with the AK. Instead of gold and silver, it's gold and black. So yep, get a good look at the design of the skulls. Ooh, that's a nice bit of reflection there. MICRØ, there's a very good reflection on these. I just want to point that out, especially on the black. So let's just go back to the black. The gold, just to doubly make sure. And oh yeah. Now quick reload, shoot. So we have the common red tip. Oh, scared off the birds. Yeah. And then reload. Get a good look at that. And then we'll move on to the black. Nice, helpful red tip. All good. Come on, bird, show yourself. And now, Mr. MICRØ. We can do a little bit of the mixing and matching. You've got the gold on your back and the black in your hands. It's the Narcos AK-47. So, in your hands right now, I do see the Narcos black AK-47. Chat, I'm going to want to find out which one is your favourite. Is it going to be the black or is it going to be the gold? So, I'm just going to zoom out a little bit, get more to your side. Yep. And then I'm going to make it nighttime. Yes. Ooh, MICRØ, look at the shine.
It is quite shiny.
That is some good looking gloss right there. But yeah, we've been talking about persistence, and this group has made like 10 skins now. They haven't had an acceptance so far. But hey, maybe it could all be worth it when we see one of these AKs being accepted. It's very shiny. Bright. It's gold. Now, did you legally acquire the gold to make this AK? I'm just saying. I just read the name and I've...
I'll never tell.
Yeah, so... Give it a good look on the sides during the day. Yeah. The skulls look really cool. So, MICRØ, could you hold the black one again? As in, I just want to get a better chance to look at it during the night time with the shine, and it might be a little bit harder to see, but as we slowly pan around.
I'll point out that the gold version had a substantially higher response. The gold is a 0.5% higher in Steam score, but that just means that it had a pretty similar ratio of upvotes to downvotes. The overall vote count for the gold one was much higher, so I believe that one could be understood to have gotten a lot more positive attention. But like I said, the ratio of upvotes to downvotes is relatively close between the two.
Right.
And gold was, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7th on the list, and the dark version is 8th on the list, leaving us with 2 more items on the top highly scored list for this week. But we've shown both of them off already, and I'm not sure what else there is to say. We could point out, though, if you'd like, that the pineapple pizza target was number 9 on the list, and the 10th most highly scored item on the list this week was the Forest Raiders Burlap Headwrap. So, well done, everybody. It seems like those are the ones that stand out the most here in terms of positive attention, and no doubt those will catch the eye of Face Punch, and it's up to the fate is in their hands if these are you're gonna see these on the store.
Exactly that. To all the viewers, you are able to go to the workshop pages. You are able to vote yes or no. You can even offer a comment or two. But MICRØ, do you reckon you could show them on your back? We didn't get that bit. I thought we should.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And let me also reiterate here one more time that the score, the votes, the favorites technically don't matter. You couldn't go and influence these to be accepted purely on account of being the most highly rated. It's just for comparison's sake. It's just another data point to get your voice heard, to let FacePunch know, hey, I want to see this in the game. But it's there's no guarantee. It's not like politics where the most highly voted thing or person gets accepted. It's just a way to get your position or your beliefs known and put it out there into the world. I like this. I want to see it in the game. And I don't think that this data gets disregarded. I think they probably, when I say they, FacePunch probably has an insight into what's performing well. And then they take that into account when they make their decision. So if you like it, go and vote for it. Let everybody know. Share it on Facebook. Take a picture of it. Print it out. Fax it to your grandma. Whatever you want. But
hey,
it's a nice way for us to get some insight into what's popular. At least we could show the continuations. We could show the store items. But in terms of a crystal ball, we really have no idea of knowing what's coming. But at least this can sort of help narrow it down and say these really stand out as what the community seems to like. And this list, is a few, is quite a bit longer than this. We're just showing the top 10 because we couldn't possibly sit here and go through everything. But Hedge, you do have that list with the top 20. So you could point out that we also have an interesting looking satchel charge that kind of looks like C4, even though it's just bean cans in a cloth bag. We have another
hoodie.
storage collection there.
Yep.
Pardon? What was that, Hedge? Go ahead.
I don't think my list is in order. Just to, yeah. I'm looking at mine. I'm sorry to say. But we do still see all the various skins and whatnot.
Oh, you're right. What happened to your list? How did that happen? You want me to give you a better list?
That would be very nice, yes.
Okay. Please stand by. One second.
So my apologies about that.
No. The apologies are all mine. I fully intended on giving you a list that was sorted, ranked by score, and somehow that didn't happen as planned. So I am in the process right now of it being, I'm in the spreadsheet. I just need to sort it by the proper arrangement here, and I will send it to you in a DM as soon as it's ready.
All right. Okay. I'll grab it. So my apologies in regards to that. Yeah, I was, I'm sorry I only brought it up now. Like I saw something strange with it. I thought it might have been done by votes. Yeah, my apologies, MICRØ. Yeah, only like it's only just become like clear to me now. Is just what I wanted to say. Because when you start to say in terms of order, I was looking at it. I was like, oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, I guess I don't know how I managed to get the top 20 items, but didn't get them in order. So I'm gonna just. Oh, I'm sorry. One more second while I get rid of some other columns we don't need. That's probably about 20.
If you want, go on then.
Nope, I have it here. I'm just gonna DM it to you personally.
Yep.
I'll put a little stamp on it.
If you want.
It has to go all the way across the ocean, but you should have that now.
There we go. Right, spectacular. So this is what we intended to show. This is the proper order from score top to bottom based on the top 20-ish. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I think it's only 19, but hey, sue me.
Right, we're slowly getting this all fixed and patched and like this is only a new thing that we've started doing in terms of our recent streams. So from here on now, we'll have to be doubly 100% sure. And yeah, so guys, that is it. That is everything that we...
Yeah, I didn't get to finish going down the list. You made the observation that we had it in the wrong order there. But so just to call your attention there, after we see the Forest Raiders, we have that interesting looking satchel charge. We see the storage collection from Vitalik, the tech trash storage. We have the Toxic Wolf door that we already showed. That was pretty cool. And then one thing we didn't get to show, but I did think this was kind of cool, was the Night Ops hoodie and pants. It was kind of a cool looking, stealthy looking get up. And so, maybe we'll, if you want to see that, you can go check it out in the workshop, or maybe we'll have a chance to show this on stream next week if it gets accepted. So we'll see. But other than that, pretty much everything else there we already saw, with the exception of the monochrome Thompson, which did get a pretty decent score there, and it fell a little short in terms of the favorites, or I'm sorry, the votes up, but it did have a surprising number of favorites. So an interesting anomaly there, or a standout in terms of that parameter and the favorite count. So maybe he's got a lot of friends that want to see that get accepted, and well, if you like it, go ahead and vote.
Exactly that.
That's all I could say.
MICRØ, would you say we've gone through everything now then? We've gone through a lot of skins today. Yes, we did. We've gone through a lovely
been a
big
long
fat
stream
batch.
today.
It has indeed. So, chat, as we've said, please consider offering your support. Keep an eye out. Keep an eye out on the skins as well. The current skins that are currently in the store, selling quite a lot. We shall see how that progresses. We, of course, have the next...
Are you still showing the spreadsheet there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, did you want to say goodbye?
No, I don't know. I don't know if we were signing off just looking at a spreadsheet, or if we were just going to wrap things up from here in the world.
Would you like to do a little dance? I
could do a dance.
End of the video dance. Dun, 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 dun. We could dance.
We'll end the stream buggy for you guys.
Leave your friends behind. If you don't dance now, no friend of mine.